on Facebook from Kilimanjaro Studios outside Washington, D.C. We will shortly be going live on YouTube, so please call in all your YouTube friends. And please remember to subscribe to both our YouTube and Facebook pages. And we're now also on Instagram and TikTok. So please remember to subscribe, follow, like, and share. We're also taking in live calls tonight. The number is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak, so save that number. Now, tonight is all about World Cup. The World Cup started yesterday to an amazing start, Mexico versus South Africa. We're going to be talking about World Cup in the United States. Does it meet your expectations? Yesterday, South Africa played against Mexico. The whole African continent was supporting Mexico against South Africa because of the xenophobia that was happening in South Africa. Is this fair? Is it fair to put it on the Bafana with what's happening in the country of South Africa? We are 3 games down. We want to hear your predictions, what you love, what you hate. Then there was the issue of a lot of fans not being allowed to come into the U.S. So you have a lot of fans going to Canada and going to Mexico because the U.S. did not allow them to come into the country to watch the World Cup. So what kind of World Cup is this? Is this turning out to be a messy World Cup, or is it too early to make a judgment on that? So want you to stay tuned for that. And then another thing tonight before we get started, there's an event that's coming up in the month of September. Now, we know that nurses dedicate their lives to caring for others, and now it's time to invest in you. Now, the Kenya Nurses Association of America proudly presents the 2026 Kenya KNAA Nursing Conference. That will be 3 days of learning, connection, and celebration. We want you to join them on the 17th of September to 19th at the Sheraton Baltimore North Hotel in Towson, Maryland. We are going to be having more details about this event. We're going to have the organizers, the president of KNAA will be coming in studio. We're going to announce what date, and we're going to be talking about the details. So any of you who's in the medical industry, or if you know someone in the medical industry, tell them that registration early bird is just $250 at the moment, covering the full 3-day conference, including all meals. And then after July, I think, is it July 1st?
July 1st, yeah.
It's after July 1st. After July 1st, tickets are going to go up to $300.
Nurses can afford.
Yes. So, yeah, this is small money for nurses.
Nurses,
we,
yes.
we know nurses make a lot of money, like they travel, nini. So it's only $300, and bring your family and friends. There will be an open gala night on Saturday for only $150.
Kadunda.
We're going to be posting the details of how you can pay, how you can get more details about this event. So that's the 2026 Kenya Nurses Association of America Conference, where community meets excellence. So we want you to stay tuned for that. Na bila kusahau, napokea mziki toka DJ wetu machachari mleta habari DJ Omosh Fire, na tunadunda kule viwanjani na Mika Och, jezi yake nambari 7 mgongoni, akiletea habari za michezo. Na moja kwa moja toka Kilimanjaro Studios, ni mimi mtangazaji na mwanahabari wako mpendwa Ali Badawi. Kwetu wananiita mteule, na wengine mniite mjukuu wa Masai, because I'm Kenyan by blood, American by design, Masai by choice. Sichagui, sikagui, na sibagui. Karibuni.
Sports and more sports in the One Mic Show.
There will be a lot of sports, and more sports tonight on the One Mic Show, with the World Cup happening. Of course, we've already talked about, 3 games down. South Africa, the whole entire continent against South Africa, the messiness of the World Cup in the United States, and just what you're feeling. We also want to make predictions and know how things are going to go. Is this going to be the messiest World Cup, or are we making judgment too early? How does this compare to the Qatar World Cup so far? The number to call is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. Want you to please drop a comment below and tell us what city, what country, what state you're tuned in from. And also let us know, have you had a chance to go watch a World Cup game? The tickets were almost impossible to get. So I don't even know what's going on at the moment. So please tell us. Now Jodo Mole is already tuned in, anasema Omosh Fire, mziki yake ni fire. And then Drew Kimani hapo pia commenting on mziki Omosh Fire, anasema hiyo ni wecheche. Anasema hiyo mziki ni wecheche. Karibu sana.
Si mwecheche?
No, ni wecheche. Sasa hapo Drew Kimani labda weke definition ya wecheche ni nini na mwecheche ni nini. Yeah, again, the number to call is 202-683 4570. Press star 5 to speak. Again, 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. So we're going to get started right away because so many things have been happening. But then we have the World Cup. And when the World Cup comes in, vitu zina pause. I don't know whether I'm getting that World Cup feeling, especially because it's in the United States. I don't know whether it's the same feeling that we've always had in World Cups before, or if this one just feels a little bit different. There was a lot of politics by FIFA before the World Cup started. FIFA has always said they're never going to involve themselves in politics when it comes to World Cup, but a lot of politics involved, like some officials not being allowed to come in, especially officials from African countries, Middle Eastern countries. There's a certain profile of countries that was being targeted. So maybe let me get started here with DJ Omosh Fire, or before even we go to DJ Omosh Fire, wacha tuanze na Mika Och leo, because Mika Och today will be on the driver's seat.
So mesema Mika is sports and sports is Mika.
Sports is Mika. So Mika, kama Mika is already tuned in, Mika, please talk to us. Let us know what to expect tonight. Mika Och, twende kazi.
Jazi nambari?
Saba. Mika yuko, Mika linyimwa visa.
Aliwachwa stato after Urako.
Alikaziwa kuingia, but
visa gani? Anyway, visa ile ya kusafiri ama ile visa ya bibi?
Hapana, hiyo ni visa V.
Wajua kuna visa mara mbili.
Ya kusafiri.
Okay, sawa. Just checking.
But unajua hata hiyo inapewa na nani?
Okay. Hata hiyo pia.
Si ndio?
Okay, haya.
Yes.
Wacha tumsikie Mika tujue yani kunaendaje leo.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Karibuni. Tuliamba tuongee Kizungu. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us this episode, World Cup special episode. It is a funny special episode because this is a special episode that's coming after the show, after the fact that the World Cup has started. But this has been a World Cup that has, even if we were to talk about it 2 weeks after the World Cup, there will be a lot of talking points in this World Cup. It's the first World Cup that we have seen has had an increase in numbers, the increase in participants. This is going to be the first World Cup where we're going to have third place finishers moving on to the knockout phases. Instead of the round of 16, we're going to have a round of 32, then 16, then 8, then 4, then the last 2. So it is the playing format has changed. It's the first World Cup to be held in 3 countries. Most World Cup have been held in 2 countries. There are a lot of fasts that when we're looking into it, there are a lot of fasts that are happening, a lot of countries that are coming into the World Cup for the first time. They're having attendance to the World Cup first time. So there's a lot of history that is being created with this World Cup. While at the same time, there's also a lot of bad history and negativity that is coming up to it. So I'm going to go on a monitor and go really fast because I want to remind people how this World Cup came into being. If you guys remember when Qatar and Russia won bid to host the 2000 and
it was 2018, 2022.
2018-2022 World Cups. The two countries that I thought that they're going to get to host the World Cup were the US and the UK. And immediately after that, the UK did a panorama investigation through BBC, which highlighted the corruption that happened that allowed for Qatar and Russia to get those slots. Now, fast forward to after the first Trump regime, we saw for the first time the FBI started investigating FIFA. And through that investigation, Sepp Blatter was arrested and he was taken out as the president of FIFA. The current president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, came into being. And that is when the deal for this World Cup was negotiated. At that time, it was sort of a deal like just go for the few culprits, leave FIFA alone, and then the US is going to get to host the 2026 World Cup. So we got to host the 2026 World Cup together with Canada and
Mexico.
And Mexico. And in this World Cup, this is where the rain started beating us. FIFA was promised a lot of money that if they hosted the World Cup in the USA, they were going to get a host of money. I don't know if you're unlucky, the World Cup fell on the guy who gave the rights, who negotiated the rights. The World Cup fell when it was him being president. And we have seen how politics, for the first time, has taken precedence in matters of FIFA. We've had a World Cup where we are being told ICE is going to go to the stadiums. We've had a World Cup where we're having teams being told they cannot enter to the USA. They can only enter to the USA 24 hours before a game and leave immediately. We're having fans who are given documentation papers, being told right on the eve of traveling, you can't travel, you're not allowed to come into the UK. And this is one of the most expensive World Cups. So in a nutshell, that is the World Cup for 2026, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Mika, there's certain things that you pointed out there, and I don't know whether people, noticed how the US got to host the World Cup. You mentioned that there was an investigation, like FBI got involved because of the corruption that involved the Russia and Qatar winning bids. And then US was somewhat told, chezeni chini, then we're going to give you the next World Cup. Is that the case? Because that to me sounds like corruption. That sounds like more corruption. Or what exactly was it that US waliambiwa wasifanye? Ama what was the deal that got US to land
because remember when those investigations were starting, the investigations were going after FIFA.
Yes.
But then after the investigations were finished and charges were put forward, it was just a few people who were brought before court. There was the Haitian guy who was the secretary, who was Blatter's assistant. Then there was Blatter himself, and then there was, I think, a CAF president who was going, and then there was Michel Platini from Europe, who was supposed to be the next FIFA president, not even this one. The UEFA president, Michel Platini, was supposed to be the next FIFA president, not Infantino. Infantino just came from nowhere and became the FIFA president. And remember when Blatter becoming the president of FIFA, there was this Brazilian guy who was the president of FIFA for so long.
Joao Havelange, something like that.
Yes, yeah. And Blatter was his assistant. But then Blatter learned how he was doing his politics and went and the same way overthrew him. So it seems like as much as FIFA doesn't say that doesn't play politics, it is a very highly political organization. And when these investigations were going on and that because the World Cup bids had already been taken up to 2022, and the next one that was after 2022 was this one. So it was just put a joint bid of 3 countries and you're going to host, but we see most of the games are being hosted in the US. It was just sort of trying to say there was some sort of negotiation on who was going to get the charges from Australia. Yeah. Will you call it? I don't know, but it is what it is.
Okay, all right, sawa. So like a lot of things that that Mika broke down, and I think maybe a good point to start is from the opening match. Because the opening match went down yesterday. South Africa versus Mexico, and there was a lot of there was a lot of controversy surrounding like where Africans were supporting initially. To me, it started like slowly on social media where people were saying...
It was like a joke.
Yeah, it was like a joke. But I think when the game was about to begin, I realized this thing is very serious. Like in the stadium in Mexico, there were Nigerians there. Nigeria's not even in the World Cup. But there were Nigerians in Mexico who are there in Mexican jerseys. Like supporting...
And you know why, of course.
Yeah, supporting Mexico.
Yes.
And which begs the question... and one of the main reasons, like most Africans are not supporting South Africa, Bafana in this World Cup is because of the xenophobia situation that has been taking root right now in South Africa. So the question is it fair to lay down on Bafana? Because traditionally, Africans have always supported other African countries in the World Cup. without asking any questions. So maybe acha nianze nawe Uno Mike.
Yes.
Is it a fair thing to lay down on Bafana because these are just soccer players, walikuwa wana train na nini, wao hawajuani na kina sijui Jacinta na kina Fakela na sijui kina Fikile na sijui kina nani, all those guys who are organizing this protest in South Africa and attacking other Africans. Is it fair? What's happening?
It's not fair because, again, like Mika said, this is not supposed to be political. It's about the love of the game, people coming together as one, enjoying, and you support your team. But the mere fact that this has happened because of the xenophobia, now the players are being put in a position to either comment or comment. They are sort of, it's the whole team that has to either come up with something to say. Like, are they going to come out and say that we are against it? They're put in a very, very dicey situation.
Yes.
If you remember, the Springboks during I think
Apartheid.
it was no the Springboks, the rugby team, and Mika can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a time where there was a situation where if I recall, I think there was something happened, and one of the players, Mpimpi, I may have gotten his name wrong, during the Rugby World Cup commented and said something, and that put the team in a position to come out and say and address the issue, because it was a political, it's not the equivalent, but you remember the 68 Olympics,
yes,
where the guys raised their fists and said something.
I think that was 72. Munich.
72, right?
Yeah.
Where the guys, the two black guys won, and then
yeah, I can't remember. It was
the 800,
yeah.
the Americans, they raised their fists in solidarity to what was going on, which was technically a statement. So what this guy did was, I'm not saying it was the same, but it was something similar. Now, where the rugby team had to say something, either you come together and address the matter as a team, because you're representing South Africa.
Yes.
So this one, I think it's a bit rough and hard, because prior to this happening, there was an opportunity. The only person that has actually been that we have seen on social media and in media really fighting against it is Julius Malema.
Yes.
He has been vocal about it.
He's been very consistent.
He's
over
been very
many
consistent
years.
about it, irrespective of what Ghana did, chasing people away, or what other African countries are doing. He's the one who has been very consistent in saying that this is not right.
Yeah.
Now, with these other players, chances are they probably are not political in any way.
Yeah.
Or they just want to play.
Yes.
Right? And I think majority of the team is from one of the clubs in South Africa, and I can't remember exactly.
Orlando Pirates,
in South Africa. I don't know I know the team, but
Mamelodi Sundowns.
Oh, Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is where most of the guys are from. Now, we don't know what their political stance is, which they shouldn't be, but they are being forced to come out. They may be forced to come out. This is more or less telling them, you guys have to address this situation, because South Africans chasing out
other
Africans is not right.
Yeah. Especially the ones who live next to them are the people who are mostly affected.
Zimbabweans, those ones around the surrounding
Zimbabwe,
Mozambique, those ones, and you have to say something. It's like sometimes you just have to say something, because it is crucial. You remember the time for Akina Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell. Like, it's like, what to say.
So like, before we get to Omosh Fire and then back to Mika on this, I think, and of course we've been trying to get a South African here in the studio, and it's not been easy, because like, whatever is happening there, of course we're relying on media.
Yes,
because from what I'm seeing, like, we're seeing one thing, and we're seeing people being attacked, being kicked out of the country, but a lot of South Africans who are talking about this I feel like now even outside the Bafana, like South African celebrities or famous South African people, like for example, like Vusi Thembekwayo, who's a business, an internationally renowned entrepreneur, and he's also a motivational speaker. I feel he's someone who's normally very decisive in the things that he says. I feel when he addressed this issue, it was not properly addressed, because I kind of feel like the people who are against this in South Africa, they are kind of afraid to speak against it because they're also afraid of being thrown under the bus. They're afraid of retaliation.
Yes.
So they will
or
say,
being cancelled.
Yeah, they're saying South Africa is not xenophobic, and which may be true because we're relying on media, but we are seeing things happening.
What is happening
We are
versus
seeing
what
things
they're
happening.
saying is not adding up.
So what they're saying is that it's a small crowd of people who are pushing this, but the other problem is that you're seeing police officers watch these people as they attack, like other Africans. You're seeing it's, and what that message sends is kind of like even the government is in support of what's happening, because police is not stopping it. Kids are being pulled out of school. People are being pulled out of their homes.
Yes.
Businesses are being looted.
Yes.
They're being, taken over. So it's one of those things where I would say the moral majority has not been able to articulate themselves, because right now South Africans have a reputation that is not so good across the African continent.
And the irony about that, before Mika jumps in, the irony about that is these guys are the guys who at one point in time were you could say they were a representative of what it is to do right. In terms of like now, when no one else was filing papers against Israel.
Israel, yes, they did.
Right?
Yes.
They are the ones who are doing it. And Packers were like,
yes.
we want to support, we are behind these guys because
Yes.
we trust and believe. And they are
Yes.
the only country
Yes.
that has come out vocally, in fact, filed. And you're like, okay, you guys are against what's happening to the Palestinians. You're against what's happening in Gaza, right? But then, all of a sudden, when things are happening to other Africans in your own country, in your own backyard,
that's where you draw the line.
That's where you draw the line,
Yeah,
bro. So that for me is like, okay, come on.
Another important thing to note, because the tribalism within South Africa has come to the surface. These protests are mostly in a province called KZN, KwaZulu Natal, in Durban, and there's a lot of other South Africans you're seeing from other communities outside of KZN who are really talking against this. But now it has filtered onto their soccer team, and a lot of people, unajua vile Africans, sometimes people are superstitious. People were saying it's the power of the ancestors that that made the South Africans lose the game yesterday. But let's hear first from DJ Omosh Fire.
Yes.
And then we're going to come back to you, Mika, about the South Africa situation. DJ Omosh Fire.
Asante. You guys have talked. I don't have any more spittle because yani nika nimemeza yote.
Chagadhi.
Okay.
No, mulikuwa tu munaenda munaongea ni kama sisi hatuko hapa. I just want to, put it out there so that watu wa HR
Wamekumalizia story.
yes, nataka watu wa HR wajue vile mumenitreat hapa.
But you were busy sending text messages.
You're busy on your phone.
I was actually
sending text messages. It's okay.
I was actually sending money to believe it or not, but then sikitu nitaeka hapa ndani, but then we lost somebody. That's why I was sending money. But more to come on this. And a deceased stalwart at that.
Okay.
But wacha tuendelee pali mulinipeleka because mulikuwa mmeniignore mukasema mimi si ule msee na kuna mtu alisema tuonge na English. So back
Safari
to English.
You're just chilling, but carry on.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Up over in your point. Yeah. So this South Africa thing. I'm like, if Africa is playing, I'm pro-Africa.
Yes.
But I get why we would say we are against South Africa, as well as Morocco. But we are against South Africa because
Are they Africans though? Oh, sorry, carry on.
Okay, we're against South Africa because of what's going on there. And this didn't start the other day. It just culminated to this deadline of June 30th. So in as much as we may want to sweep it under the rug, ignore it, or say it's far away, it's still affecting us. Because imagine if all other African countries closed borders and did the same exact thing that these folks want to happen in their country, because they're saying that their stuff is being taken away. Somebody has to make a statement. Clearly, the SA government is not doing enough. So if this is going to put light on it, shed light, let the whole world know what's going on, because it's almost like outside of Africa, people kind of don't necessarily know that there's this muvurugano. It's ni kama ni zile vitu we are cleaning up, unajua vitu zinafanyika home, unazipeleka kwa bedroom zifanyike huko, ndio watu wako nje ya gate hawajui vitu zinafanyika, but now imetoka nje ya gate, so the whole estate knows. And this is shedding a light. So it's not so much that we don't like South Africa, or we don't. No, it's about hizo tabia mbaya mbovu. You know, ile ya asiyefunzwa na mamaye ufunzwa na ulimwengu. This is that ulimwengu part.
Okay.
You understand? So I get it. Go ahead, Mika.
I'm looking at it and I'm seeing that you guys are trying to find how do I say it?
An
trying
excuse.
to find
An excuse.
I don't want to say an excuse, but trying to
justify.
Kupakanguru makeup. Anyway.
To sanitize.
Yes. This is the thing. It's simple as this, right?
Yes.
Football has always been a communicator in terms of need and distress, right? Even during Kenya, when we had that post-election violence. Remember, the African Cup of Nations is actually what caused most of the chaos to reduce, because it distracted people. There have been conflicts all over the world where we've had, whereby football has been used to communicate through that conflict. And
yes, to unify.
Talking it, yes. And even we saw during the Black Lives Matter, football was used, and it really did help a lot, to a point whereby it pissed off the white supremacists and started calling it a woke sport, right? Even when people were going to Qatar, Qatar was there, football was still used as a mouthpiece to speak about certain things that were happening in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, and all in all, and which rights were being suppressed. But even though you see, so Qatar managed to able to handle that conversation in a way whereby your message has been received, we hear it, but due to some cultural practices, we can't do that broadcast, and there was an understanding to it. So there's always been an equalizer when football comes. Here, what is happening is simple. This is Pan-Africanism sending a message. A simple message, right? We always stand for each other. It has always been like an unwritten law. When one African team is playing, everybody is behind, everybody supports it. Correct. It's a Pan-African thing that has been happening.
Yes.
We've always stood for each other, regardless of what happens. We might have different views, different things, but we've always stood with each other. And this doesn't just happen in football alone, because it happened politically. Remember when we take our own refugees more than anybody else, right? During apartheid, South Africans who were being persecuted ran and hid in other African countries, and they were taken care of. Most of the apartheid leaders hid in Tanzania, Msumbiji, and all these countries around, and then they went back to form the government. The issues of South Africa, their Minister of Interior, who's supposed to be dealing with this issue, is from the Nusumkate government, the one that they formed because no party won enough seats, is a white person. It's the white party, the White People Party.
DA is called Democratic
yes.
Alliance.
Yes, and they can. These are policy issues that they can fix. DA doesn't want to fix those issues. So we are having countries spending billions and billions of dollars bringing people back. Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon are pulling people back. We're having Somalians also pulling businessmen pulling money to pull people back so they can save people. There is no way you're going to sit there and expect for the rest of the world to cheer, the rest of Africa to cheer for you. When one of the siblings misbehaves, the other ones mock him. Oh, leo utachapwa na mama, leo utaona, leo ngoja utaona. So that next time when you try to do that silliness you're doing, unajua hata ndugu zako watakutetea, watakuchekelea kwamba leo utapigwa na mama. So there's nothing fair or unfair about Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana, yes, you're playing, but you're playing out South Africa. And did we show you? You want to face the world by yourself. You're a big boy. Face it.
You know, and
Mika.
Where?
Yani Mika amekuja na nini leo? Hammer, nail and nini? Ama hiyo yake ni nini?
Now Washeke hapa anasema it's painful to watch, especially since many Africans offered refuge to those fighting apartheid in their country.
Yeah.
And then Hanigal Njeri, karibu sana, alikuwa anasema hi gents hapa on the One Mic Show. Karibu sana, leo YouTube menyamaza sana. Please tell us something on YouTube. Now back to what Mika was saying. You know, it's not only, you know, like it's not only that other Africans now, you know, like supporting the team that's playing against South Africa in solidarity against what's happening there. There's some real things happening on the continent. Ghana, you know, like refused to renew some mining deals because South Africa has quite a number of mining companies in Ghana, and they refused to renew them. They used to be automatically renewed. Wamekata kuzirenew. South Africa has a very large footprint, you know, like in West Africa, in Nigeria, and in other West African countries when it comes to telecoms. MTN, you know, like the biggest, you know, like cellular network is a South African company. So there's a lot of ways in which people depend on each other that I think the guys living in KZN or Mpumalanga or whatever provinces they're living in might not understand and might not know. South Africa's reputation is taking a hit because even the Ministry of Tourism said something, because people are cancelling trips. People, that romantic idea that people had of South Africa is completely gone. This xenophobia has always come intermittently, but it seems like that theory that Mika has put forth, I'm starting to have a feeling that it is the case now with the Nusumkate government, with the white party from the Western Cape Democratic Alliance. I think they're happy to see this black against black protests fighting each other, because it distracts everything else.
Correct.
And now they can do all the other things that they can abdicate responsibility because all the focus is here. And like you said, Uno Mike, Julius Malema is one of the most consistent voices within political party leadership structure talking against this. Mika,
let me drop in one thing that most people don't realize. You do remember before these elections, there was a push for taking back ancestral land in South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Because they were saying they do not own the mines and the farms. And this is the thing that, what was his name? Trump and Elon Musk were saying white farmers are being persecuted. Ever since this government came into place, have you ever heard anything about that? Have you ever heard anything about taking back the farms so the government can own the farms and the farms can benefit the people? Elisha. So when these DAs see that people, instead of targeting what they felt was owned by white people, is being they're going after people in the slums who are coming to do jobs these guys can't do. Most of South African people are saying we cannot hire your guys, not because we don't want, because when you're paid on Friday, mtakuja job Wednesday mkisota.
You know, to what Mika is saying, and I think you said something that was very interesting, that most of this brouhaha is coming from one particular region.
Yes, KwaZulu-Natal, KZN.
And the people and the persons that live there, that group.
Yes. Wanaitwa Zulus.
Zulus.
Yes.
Now, that particular group over there is now being is making people paint South Africa with a broad brush
because people don't know the difference.
I was talking to somebody, and the dad is on a contract in SA.
Yeah.
But he is in, I think, Pretoria, not in the Cape. Somewhere that akuna hiyo vurugu.
Gauteng.
There is no vurugu wherever he is. I was chatting with him, but you know, he's saying there's akuna vurugu, but he's from Zimbabwe.
Oh.
But he was saying that even them, they are happy that SA got beat.
Anyway, gentlemen, let's get back to football.
Yes, kabisa. kabisa. Let's get back to
Turudi kwa
football.
World
Yeah.
Cup.
Oh,
Yeah,
mulisema
World Cup.
ilikuwa World Cup.
It's the World Cup.
No, I thought we were trying to break down Gauteng and
But Mika, before talking South Africa, do you think this push by Africans not to support Bafana, do you think it mentally affected those players? Ama you think these players were just unprepared?
You saw by the way they came into that field. You saw by the way they were playing. Even if you saw the reaction of their... I don't know if you guys have seen the video of the reaction of their panelists. Benny McCarthy, Quinton Fortune, John Shumoshu. Like it's a bunch of former Bafana players.
Yes.
And they were shocked by what they saw. Those players didn't want to play. Their passes were bad. They were making bad decisions. They were doing wrong. Like, apart from the keeper, no one in the South Africa team wanted to play that game.
Because if
it is simple. Yeah. You cannot blame that on now. They were pathetic on their own accord. That one you cannot even blame. It's just good that the head coach was successful. But because look at this, there are two teams that Africa decided is not supporting, right? Africa decided they're not supporting Morocco and they're not supporting South Africa.
Bafana, yeah.
Yes. Now the thing is, Morocco can actually win this World Cup.
Damn, they're that good.
That's how good they are.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Before Senegal beat them, check their record.
So that's how good they are. So the thing is, Morocco is a dark horse. It's one of the dark horses that can go ahead and win it. Remember, the other World Cup they reached the semis. It wasn't a fluke.
Yes.
So the thing is, we will hate on Morocco all the way to our support. Lakini tunajua watashinda game zao. Kwa sababu mentally wako fiti, wako ready kucheza game. Hawa wako kuja ready kucheza game. Morocco na Fred to support ati watashinda game zao. Watashinda.
Okay. Aya, we'll put you to task on that. Kwa hivyo, if Morocco is a dark
keeping
horse...
receipts. You're keeping receipts.
Morocco is
two teams we are not supporting, Morocco and South Africa. So all our votes are going to Senegal, Dr. Congo, Ivory Coast. I love to adopt Congo.
Dr. Congo, bro.
To adopt Haiti na Cape Verde.
Kabisa.
Now, kwa hiyo unasema if Morocco is a dark horse and Senegal has a team that's as good as, as Morocco, then Senegal is also a dark horse.
I don't know if Senegal is a dark horse.
Or they're not as dark a horse.
Senegal is a younger team. Wako experience.
Ile mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset.
Lakini Sadio Mane is you experience.
No, that's one guy.
Yendo mzee.
That's one guy.
Okay.
But team yao ni young. They are very good team. They are very good team.
Mika amesema ni San Antonio.
I give Senegal, if they continue with the same trajectory, the same kind of players, the young players who are coming, because most of those players who play in Europe, now endele kuibreed your program yao vizuri, yes, the next World Cup there will be a problem.
Okay.
The African nations right now are gonna be a problem because look at Cameroon. It's a very young nation also, very young players. And what are these teams doing? They're going to France, Germany, Switzerland,
they're harvesting their players.
The same thing that Kenya started doing right now. So it's an investment where you give. It's what Morocco did. That is why they're this good. In a Brahim Diaz, Real Madrid.
Yeah, those are guys who are raised in Paris.
Yeah, so the African teams are improving and they're becoming better and better. So it's just a matter of time.
Okay.
Before one of them does something.
Okay, sawa. Now, what about when it comes to the tickets? Tickets za World Cup. We know that in Qatar 2022, the most expensive tickets were like $1,600 front seats. But now, over here, tickets are starting at there's some tickets that are starting at around
$1,600.
But kuna tickets are 6,000.
Correct.
Kuna tickets are 11,000 with something called dynamic pricing, and then front row seats at the final are going for over $30,000. I don't even know who's gonna be paying for those. The cheapest seat at the US opener, which is about to go down right now as we speak,
it's probably just started.
Is over $1,000, and tickets tickets might. I don't know that the stadium imejaa. For those who are watching the game, please tell us kama stadium imejaa.
It is imejaa.
Okay.
Imejaa to the brink, but imejaa. It's well attended.
But haiko capacity na hii ni US game. I would love to see random games. Sa kama game ya leo ya Canada na Bosnia. I don't know who watched it. No, but that was in Canada.
Haiko kwa imejaa.
Yeah, that's in Canada. That's not in the US. Haiko imejaa. So that means hata hizi game nyingi za US pia hazitakuwa zimejaa.
We shall see.
Like
I
when
mean,
random,
of course.
It's also still early. It's also still
the
early.
US games. I won't be surprised if they're full.
Yes, the US games will be full, but I'm talking about the random games. Kama hiyo Canada versus Bosnia Herzegovina.
They'll be full with
Oh yeah,
people.
you know right now the South Africa versus Czechia game has tickets worth 245.
Yes.
245 zimeshuka mpaka
Boss,
245
zinashuka now.
So wait, hiyo game iko wapi? Hiyo game bado iko Mexico?
No,
Iko Atlanta.
Yeah, that's in Atlanta.
Oh
On,
wow. So tickets in
Atlanta
Atlanta
on the 18th.
Is it on Thursday or Wednesday?
On Thursday, yes,
Yeah,
on the
Thursday.
18th.
So then this must be a very good opportunity to
Correct.
go watch those games.
The key to it is this: you are buying them for that week off. Because if you go for tickets the next week, sasa uko 1,400.
No,
1,500.
next week bado utapata the expensive price.
Oh.
So the thing is, you have to be
unaicheza as it comes.
Unaicheza as it comes.
Yes.
yeah, you have to be ready. Like ukipata unaye pia
Yes.
So where you're going to get caught on is on flights
And hotels.
accommodation.
Yes.
So hapa hii situation, Mika, has FIFA actually priced out the actual football fun?
Yes.
Because
They
is anyone
they
here going to
actually
be
have.
paying over
Because
$1,000 for a group stage game?
Very few people are gonna do that.
Well, at least as guys we would pay, and it's a
remember,
once in 4 years or even maybe 80 opportunity.
It's once in a lifetime. Haitarudi in US
so
in our
no,
lifetime.
It's come
This is the
for me
thing.
twice.
thing you have to realize.
But where ulikuwa hapa?
So,
a
but
long
I'm
time
just
ago.
saying the opportunities are there now because we are global citizens.
Yeah.
However, what it's going to cost you is where you're like, okay, where do I draw the line?
No, Omo Japan, it's actually cheaper to go watch it outside of America. It's no, nata kwenda kuona concert outside of America is cheaper
but
than
that's
that.
no.
The
But
thing
what,
is,
I'm agreeing with you.
Hold on a minute. A World Cup, usually, a World Cup when it goes to a country, it's supposed to benefit from that country and also benefit that country.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And usually they try to make the tickets affordable for the people of that country.
Locals.
The
Locals.
country.
Yeah.
In that, this World Cup, we know that a lot of kids play soccer in America.
Yes.
A lot of them.
Yes, it's a whole.
But then there's a gap between when they get around 13 to 16, 15, because there's hakuna academies mingi. So hapo interest yao utoka hapo. But then a lot of these kids who play, the younger ones, right? I believe everybody here was a kid who can run and kick. Amempeleka summer camp ya kupiga mpira, akapiga mpira na mguu. Like they've interacted with soccer. Well, if you give these kids a chance to go and see, because most of the real soccer fans ni watoto wadogo na wazazi wao walikuwa nao wakienda kucheza hizo makinini zao.
Yeah.
Because hao ndo wengi wanaanza kuona mtu anaweza kusema ana mtoto, wazazi wengi wanasema kwamba wamejua ball juu watoto wao. Mtoto wao anamwambia mimi napenda Haaland, anaanza who's Haaland, because I speak to people at work, young mothers at work, who's Haaland, he plays for this team, wanamuonesha anaanza kugoogle and the next thing yeye anakuja na kwamba did you watch the games, sio unashanga unaanza kuona games gani, kumbe nini interest ya kutaka kubond na mtoto wake. Those are the people who are supposed to be able to go and watch these games. They have been priced out.
Now, to add on to what Mika is saying, I think I don't know if you guys were aware that there's a time Gianni
Infantino
is an infant because of his reasoning. He was trying to justify the high prices in State 2. And he was saying that it's a report, he vigorously defended the 26 World Cup ticket prices, arguing they are comparable to major North American sports. He set an average ticket price of under $500 and a $60 entry-level price, asserting these are the lowest for any major American sport during the playoffs.
So wait, $500. So I'm not understanding if these tickets are in the thousands. How?
He was giving you that where up and your
Average.
Yeah.
Zinaanza. Like now, for example, when you're going for the NFL, if you're going for a playoff game,
Yeah.
hockey, just
hockey,
any sport,
whatever,
just think any
know,
sport.
it's gonna
is
be
this.
around that.
Yeah.
That's what he was. That and very many people are like, okay, you're pressing people
So-
out because
You guys have to realize one thing. Did you guys know that there are cities which refuse to host the World Cup?
Oh, I did not know that.
no,
Hey,
that I
tell
did
us
not
about.
know. Oh,
Hey,
please,
hey,
do tell.
Hey, how come you've not told us these things?
There are cities like Chicago who did the math and they were like, no.
The math is not
Actually,
math.
come to think of it, why
In terms
was
of- what do you
why
mean,
wasn't
like,
Soldier Field nini
math how? Like
No.
Madafu ya say, I think.
Because remember, most of them, like you see now, New York and New Jersey have sued FIFA because they are being left with
A bill.
Was it a $400 million dollar bill for transit? And then they're saying they cannot take that bill, so they want to give that bill to commuters. So a $10 ride is turning into a $120 ride
Ah, damn.
for the bus.
son of a twanga.
so that the 400 million can be recouped.
Can be recouped.
And this this will be just
yeah,
commuters during World Cup.
No, but so the governor of Jersey said, hell no, and sued FIFA and said, no, that's your bill. That's not ours. So you see, there's a lot of voodoo math that is going on. So for the ticket is because FIFA were promised, if you come to America, you'll make a certain amount of money.
But who promised them? Because
that's my point.
the reason I'm asking Mika,
Who negotiated the deal?
now,
Same kwa buda wetu.
but sasa, but here's a question. But hata how watu wa FIFA, you cannot compare, like pricing for American sports like playoffs. Because number one, Americans don't watch soccer. Soccer is not the number one sport.
No.
In
It's not
America.
the number one sport.
So when
It's
you
not.
start comparing, it's an American is more likely to
But
pay
Ali,
more money
it's-
for a playoff, like a playoff
But then
American
Ali-
football
Ali-
game than
Let me see.
pay $2,000 to go watch
Let me see.
a World Cup
But then-
soccer game.
Let me see
Ali,
if
there's
Mika
something
is
you're
gonna
missing
go where
here.
I'm
There's
going.
something you're missing.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
something you're
Mika.
missing.
Let me
here.
see
Yes,
what Mika is
number
gonna
one.
say.
Yeah.
Number one is that the World Cup is not about ball, if you figure to Americans. It's about a world showcase. Americans love big, amazing things, sparkling.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a showcase of an event that happens once in a few blue moon. You get all these superstars coming here, right? The hype of it is sold. So they will buy into the hype.
Yes.
The American market buys into the hype so much. Also remember that they are fanatics. There is a Brazilian man who's cashing his 400k kuja kwa na Brazil ikienda final. Hiyo ndio kitu amepanga yake. Hiyo ndio alikuwa na save hiyo pesa for hii World Cup.
Okay.
Kuna English, kuna Euro, so they are fanatics who travel with these teams. The people who travel with these teams and they
Okay.
have planned wamepanga, they'll spend this money. So the appetite for it is there. Now the American market makes it worse because the American market likes to feed that appetite. There's a reason why going for a Beyonce show in DC is going to cost you $400. While you go for that same show in Paris, it's going to cost you $60. Unaona, kuna hiyo difference kwa sababu ya market of what how the American market is set up. So FIFA hao wakiuziwa na wakapigiwa madhafu ilikuwa ina make sense.
Na
The
tunapata-
cities who are told that when the World Cup is coming, hotels mtaongeza bei kwa hivi, mtatax hivi, mtafanya hivi. Walikubali pia wakakubali wakasema yes, tutakubali.
tunapata
Kitu
update
hawakujua.
USA just scored. Update USA just scored.
Well, actually, it's an own goal, but carry on.
Mika.
They scored.
So I think there was a lot of promises that were made, a lot of maths that were made. Can this World Cup be profitable without hurting the fans? Yes, a lot. It can be profitable a lot without hurting the fans. But unfortunately, the greed is what's making it like this.
I think I think in my purview, it's not even the greed. I think it is the climate, political
Yes.
climate. CBP, and what has been happening in terms of immigration and La Migra. Because that has really, because again, when you look, or when you're in the mtandao ya social media, people are saying, I'm gonna spend all this money.
Correct.
Arrive here, maybe not even be allowed in because of how I look, or even if I arrive and I enter,
Or because of my social media.
that is one. But even before you get social media, you come here and you get profiled on your way to the stadium. When proclamations are being made that people will be, CBP is gonna be at the games
Correct.
looking for people who are illegal here.
Correct.
What's to stop them? Because we've had stories of American citizens being detained. We had a
Correct.
story recently of an American citizen being detained for 25 days. Even with her having proof of citizenship.
Yeah, because
She was released after 25 days.
25 times 70 a day. You
Oh,
have
no,
to make
really,
some
but-
money.
So no. So again, it's that in itself is going to affect the atmosphere of football. We're in so many soccer groups, and most guys are saying, we're not feeling
The World
the
Cup,
anticipation.
World Cup, yes.
We're not feeling the anticipation,
Electricity.
the electricity, the anticipation, the excitement of World Cup.
Now, my question is, okay, like Vilemika anasema, like the crowd is there.
Yes.
But now the thing is, kitumina uliza is, are there gonna be for example, like kuna hiyo game ya Canada versus Bosnia?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
played in Canada. So we
Yeah.
can,
Of course.
so we can
All
say,
opening games are being played in the host countries.
so we can fairly say that okay, that was Canada,
Yeah.
but apparently study haikuwa imeja. So tomorrow there's a game like Qatar versus Switzerland. I'm not concerned about the games that US is playing or the games where big teams are playing like Brazil or European countries or major European countries. Those ones are going to get filled. But because this World Cup is going to have so many games, so I'm thinking about tomorrow's first game, Qatar versus Switzerland. Are we going to get a full stadium? I mean, in the World Cup.
So that is where now you see, and this is how it happens in the World Cup, right? Remember when I said that you get a chance now to get these young families into the stadiums, right?
Yes.
What most countries do when they host the World Cup, they try to give a host city a team
Priority.
and make that host city adopt that team.
Then wanakam kwa hizo game.
So how ndo tenda kwa hizo game? Hiyo ndo chance ya kufanya watu kwa hizo game. But
Interesting.
sasa ukifanya hizo games ziko too pricey mpaka hata ukiambia sio adopt team hawezi afford kuenda. Hizo game hazitakuwa na watu. Yes, kutakuwa na traveling fans wamekuja, right? Maybe 10,000, 20,000 Swiss fans, right? Tuweke another 10,000 Qatari fans. Hiyo ni 30,000. Stadi iko na 60,000 capacity. Itaka empty. Tuongeze a few Americans wenye wameamua kubuy ticket kama
5K.
another
Number of fans.
10,000. Tuseme kuna tu 40,000.
But they've been priced out also.
And then the 60,000 study. 20,000 seats zitakuwa zimeenda for nothing. Unaona, like the ways of which this stadium could have been filled is make it the way other countries have done. You remember Japan, Korea? Studies zilikuwa zimejua Japanese na wa Korea.
Zilikuwa zimejaa, and
Yeah.
all games.
Ukiangalia South Africa games zote zilikuwa zimejaa. Na zilikuwa zimejaa tu wauzi si wazungu. Kwa nini?
Yes.
Because walienda waka-adopt matimu huko.
Tena wana adopt matimu wanakambaka na jazi za hiyo team.
Yeah.
Like this American World Cup is just funny. A couple of comments here coming in. Shirandula Lui anasema Rwanda has PSG and Bayern Youth Academies itakuwa mbaya. And then Washeke says this World Cup has priced out the fans. Even European fans were complaining about the prices, not to mention the visa issues. And then meanwhile, local elections in Maryland have kicked off early voting. Please, wadaos to yani adhiambo yuko story nyingine kabisa, yuko south, si tuko north, but yes, early voting has kicked in. But back to what Washeke said, even European fans were complaining about the prices earlier this week. I was actually in Miami for work. You know, like I'd attended a trade show, and that particular trade show, it was a trade show for cruise ships. There were people from, you know, like a lot of parts of Europe who attended, and you know, like Germans, people from England, the Italians. Of course, Italians did not qualify. And then the interesting thing, because as I was engaging people, I was constantly asking them about ball and if they're gonna stay on for the World Cup.
Wait
and
for the World Cup.
Yes, and funny enough, majority were saying no, you know, because they were saying, you know, like the pricing doesn't make
sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, hotels.
Yes.
I mean,
it doesn't make sense. The fact that, okay, the traveling part, that's understandable. You'll have to travel, you know, like even when World Cup is in other countries, there has to do, Qatar was a unique World Cup. But then I was so surprised. These are Europeans who really love football.
Yeah.
And here they have an opportunity. Wameletwa na kazi huku US, World Cup is beginning. And all of
hata
them,
mtu angalau achukue off
yeah,
for a week.
No.
Maybe aki
yeah, all of them, na tumekutana airport na wao. Si tukitoka, they were also at the airport, you know, like going back to
Europe,
to their respective countries. So that's a very, very sad situation. Now, the other thing also, besides pricing, there was the visa wall. When your passport matters more than your boots. There was a ref, Somalia's Omar Artan, CAF Referee of the Year, was detained for 11 hours at Miami Airport and deported despite valid documentation. Then there was Switzerland's Brel Embolo had his travel authorization held under review 10 days before kickoff. Roughly 20 countries are under a U.S. travel ban. So this is where... you know, like I'm gonna come out to ask, because this hits home. How many of our people wanted to fly in family, for example, from Nairobi for a match and gave up on the visa process? And is this the first World Cup where fans of qualified nations literally cannot attend? Let's start with the Nairobi angle. Do you think the people who, you know, like maybe wanted to come with their families, but your visa process wako na US make?
I would say yes. It's very discouraging, and just the strenuous thing about it, it's that, and then you find now a team like Senegal, a lot of its traveling fans have not been able to travel because of the political tensions between the two countries. So we don't have Iranian fans coming in. So Iran is one of those teams which I suspect is going to adopt a lot of fans. And we find also they have immigration policies which say certain criteria, certain countries are on watch list, they're not allowed to come to the US. It's not going to change. They were going to allow only, and they said we're going to allow only a specific number of people. And if we feel that the people you guys are trying to bring in, we don't like them, we're not going to allow them in. So that dampens the spirit of the World Cup, right? It makes it in a way whereby, like, are you feeling like some teams are being sabotaged? Are they being treated unfairly? And it just, one of the things that Infantino said was that this World Cup is going to be one of those inclusive, the most inclusive, diverse, inclusive World Cup. It doesn't feel like that. I know somebody who, actually I don't know, my brother alikuwa anataka kukam, lakini hiyo stress ya visa ilimchokesha. Alisema mazejo, embassy sijui kuna backlog alafu tena, like it was just too much. Then the way those you have to open a social media, you say this, and
yes, you do have to open your social media.
They are scrolling. Unaweza pata ulipost kitu sijui 220. Unamkazini siku tulikuwa tunaandikanga vitu za ujinga Facebook hata ukisoma. Ushakutana na memory ya Facebook ukajiuliza who's this person?
I know. Yeah.
Don't remember.
Alikuwa unakutana kitu huko na
guy, what was I thinking?
Yes, immigration has played a big part in reducing the number of tourists who are coming in. Remember, even before the World Cup, the US was not getting a lot of tourists.
Yes.
The World Cup, which was supposed to be the thing that could have brought in tourists, in itself has a lot of shenanigans around it.
And I think that's where most companies are suffering right now, because the anticipation, like what Mika was talking about when you talk about like hotels, like bookings, because that is information that is out there. Hotels,
Uber,
booking, because you're
food.
because like now, like you look at New
shopping.
Jersey, New York, like because there are games that are there, you try to look at bookings, anticipation for the World Cup, because the numbers are low.
Yeah, because they're expecting to make a killing.
Of course, they were expecting, because you're thinking, okay,
and
people
their
are coming in,
prices
whatever.
had been raised accordingly.
They had been raised accordingly. What is interesting was, I'm looking over here, like when you look at the average Canadian ticket. So a Canadian, a $400 Canadian dollar is like equivalent of $285. Fanya hiyo madhafu. But the average World Cup tickets prices in Canada hover around between $1,000 and $1,300.
God damn.
Canadian dollars.
Yeah, even
Canadian dollars.
Yeah,
even Canada. If you watch the first game today,
Yes.
the watch parties, they were full.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
the LA watch party in USC, it's full. Like they filled up that stadium. It's so full because those are affordable.
Yes.
The stadium tickets, like the thing is this World Cup has priced out the normal fans. It's simple as that. There's no other excuse of why people see America itself could have filled up all the games without other fans coming in. Just Americans themselves. People who like watching football. Originally, the fact that I went to watch a World Cup match.
Without immigration shenanigans.
Trust me, hapa nyinyi wote niko sure. Ungekuwa na game ya hata si Cape Verde, ungekuwa na game ya Liechtenstein na Kiribati DC. Tungekutana huko si wote.
Tungekutana.
Yes. So the average ticket prices for Mexico's World Cup matches are the most expensive of any team in the tournament, currently trading at an average of roughly $1,850 on the resale market.
You're in resale market.
Resale market. Group stage games consistently feature getting prices starting around $2,000 to $3,000, while with the official opening match against South Africa seeing averages spike well above $3,500, and that is opening game. So,
but remember, Mexico.
Yes.
Mexico is a soccer fanatic country.
Agreed.
Yeah. Unlike the US.
Unlike the US.
And
where
don't they have the largest stadium for the entire thing?
They
Isn't it theirs?
Azteca.
No.
I thought it was theirs.
Actually, I had that. There's a. I think it is actually bigger than Korea, than the biggest here in the US.
Yeah.
By about
20,000.
Which one?
Azteca.
Yeah. So I think it's like 100K or 100.
Yeah, and the biggest in America is 80,000.
Yeah.
80 something thousand. Yeah, it's bigger. So you're right. But you see, I think the issue here, it's the caveat is immigration. I honestly believe that if this immigration madhokodhanio was
leading up to
that whole
campaign
of whatever, because somebody brought up something very interesting though, like in the club world football club thing that happened,
World Championships, yes,
right? It was supposed to be a testament of the career, like
of America's
preparedness and whatever. Lakini sasa watu wanaanza kuongea about CBP na kama if you're illegal or whatever, like and that in itself, like you can just tell, like in as much as you're prepared, you're handicapping yourself. You're doing a
bad taste in your mouth. Yes.
Because
I have my friend who listens to the show from Norway.
That guy,
huge soccer fan. By the way, he played semi-pro in Norway. Yes. He was to come with his son. Okay.
If he played semi-pro,
and he was to come with his son.
Tell him to sponsor the show for a whole year.
I'm assuming they have Norwegian citizenship.
Yes, they're Norwegian citizens.
He can sponsor the show for a whole year.
Do you know what he told me?
What?
Z. Heck to the N-O. He's like, just hiyo kitu ya kuangalia over my shoulders, hiyo maneno ya we don't know now if we are safe when we are nini, is like, we're not coming. And this was like a lifetime trip, like him and his son, they are coming.
For World Cup.
They were
coming. Many memories
they were coming for World Cup. Okay? And his son is grown. So it's not like ati mtoi 14 ile ya Sasa ni maboys wameenda kuona ball.
The issue here is immigration.
Now,
it has
He just
messed up.
straight up, I told
it
him,
has
boss,
messed
I told
up
him, so you just come,
the
you're
ladder.
Norwegian, bana, just come, bana, please, because this thing, he said, apana, acha ikae.
But I think, like FIFA, because Trump was the one who was there negotiating with them initially, I think FIFA overestimated, like how pressed Americans are to go to watch a game. And that's the reason why this pricing, they felt that it was gonna work one way or another. Yeah.
No,
so
you know what?
So
I don't think it's overestimation. I think it's just the capitalism and the money people and the understanding of how the American market is. They were so confident that it's going to work, and they were like, you know what? That country, they will pay for anything.
They spend money for sports.
But now
they spend money, yes.
But now remember we've talked about the Laffer curve in economics. There's something called a Laffer curve. A Laffer curve is one of those things, like where, for example, if you're charging for something, you will, let's say, like if you increase taxes, you ask people to pay more taxes. So the general expectation is that you're gonna get more money because you're increasing taxes. So when you increase the taxes to a certain point, some people are gonna be like, hakuna point ya kufanya kazi. So now there's a certain point you get to where now you're expecting to collect more money, the money starts coming less. I think that's what happened with these tickets. Because from Washeke's comment here, she's saying, first of all, on the business front, companies are not going to make bank like they had anticipated.
Correct.
I came across some data at work and the numbers are dismal. And then Sheke Father says, I watched a friendly between Saudi Arabia and Senegal and the tickets were affordable at $40. The game was filled with families because this is the only way they will be able to experience the World Cup since the prices have priced them out. And that's the reason why Easy V2 sometimes, like there are people in economics who are pricing experts. They analyze so many different variables to come with a price whereby they will not undercut themselves, but at the same time, they want to make sure that the stadium will be at least at the bare minimum 90% full. So there are experts who do that. These prizes are not just thrown randomly, and I think that's where the ball was thrown. I think Mike is saying we have a call.
No, we don't have a call.
Okay.
Ni mtu alienda na nini star alipiga star hash.
Yes. So
hajapiga star hash but yuko tu but
so again the number to call, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Anyone who's had a chance to watch a World Cup game so far in the 3 matches, call us, tell us your experience, tell us how many thousands you paid to go watch the game.
Or how about anyone who's ever watched a World Cup game?
Yes, or anyone who's planning.
Basically, umeenda, you've got that experience, blah blah blah. Because it's a whole thing. Just like when we go for rugby.
Yes,
that whole the fan zone, the fan experience, getting to study, walking in. If you're collecting your tickets or whatever.
Yes, cheering,
chanting, the food. It's a whole experience. It's a whole experience.
And anyone who's planning, who has a ticket or is planning to go watch a game this coming World Cup. Again, 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Let's go to the caller on the mic.
Thank you for calling the One Mic Show. 0574. Name and where you're calling from.
Welcome to the One Mic Show.
Bandio.
Oye, Kagera Sugar, oye.
Okay, man. Yeah.
Mimi nashanga mbona Moshi anapiga nduru.
Si ni Kagera Sugar.
Mama Samia hoye.
Yeah.
Okay. No, let's go.
Kama kwenye bana hapo imesema must go.
This guy. Hey, Bandit, karibu.
All right, so you guys were talking about the mixed soccer.
Na Bandio,
I think the other thing that
voice nini yako ina break up, simu yako ina break up kidogo.
Angalia data yako. Angalia data yako.
Wacha nichukue hii nyingine ya Tanzania. Na line ya Marekani imekamata.
Okay.
Calling back.
Yeah, sour, no problem.
Okay, you know, yeah. So as Bandio as Bandio is getting back on the line, it is shocking that despite all the time they had to plan all this, and this is where we are.
They had years.
This is where we are. But I think that's like a benefit for the fan, because now there's an actual opportunity to get a reasonably priced ticket to go watch a game. I feel bad for the people who paid $2,000 for a ticket.
I know people who paid like about $1,500.
Yeah,
because you think about
Pennsylvania.
it, and I think we
Philadelphia.
and I noticed something very interesting, and maybe Mika can chime in. Have you seen all the promotional stuff by American companies?
Yes.
That they are doing right now to get, is it numbers, people? Like the other day, there's a company, we're not going to mention names, that said that if you come with a jersey, a soccer jersey, you get 2 for 1 chakula. Like there is, and some other companies are saying that if you register or do something, we're going to give away tickets,
reward
tickets or
points,
whatever, because that means that
that
means to me that whatever the initial plan was it was Strait of Hormuz, because surely, like, you're thinking, and another thing I'm gonna ask also, like, like the first 3 games we've seen, like, 3-minute cooling water breaks.
No, it's not cooling breaks. Those ones have been there.
They used to be 90 seconds.
They're meant for advertising.
But they were
Period.
there.
Where?
But I think they were there. They were there in Qatar.
But they were not 3 minutes.
No.
They were there in Qatar.
And
They were there in Qatar.
They were not going for commercial breaks.
I don't know about commercial
They
breaks,
were not
but I know
going
the
for
cooling
commercial
breaks.
breaks.
Okay,
No, cooling breaks are there.
I hear
Cooling
what you're
breaks are
saying.
there.
I hear what you're saying.
Cooling breaks are there, because even in regular soccer,
the cooling breaks that are in this World Cup are actually being used for commercials, and there's information that the referee yesterday was told to hold on a minute. Fox are still on commercial break.
Wow.
And I think he had gone to is that the point we had gone to the VAR?
That was the
VAR.
No, ilikuwa water break. That was the
okay.
Mexico.
The Mexico, before. Because I was thinking it was before he awarded the penalty.
Yeah.
But, no, the red card. Sorry, the red card. But
during the red card, they did the split screen. Walipunguza size ya mpira wakaweka advertisement. And
that I can live with.
That I can live with.
That I can live with.
But then the funny thing is that doesn't happen in Europe.
It doesn't.
You can't.
It doesn't.
Nothing interferes with the game.
So it was throw off.
Yeah.
I think Amerudi.
Okay.
6420. It should be the same number. Yes, the same guy. Thank you for calling the One Man Show. Buddha Boss. Oriokua.
Welcome to the One Mic Show.
Oh, sorry. You had muted you. Sorry.
All right.
Oh man, it sounds much better.
Yes. Yeah, much better. Yeah. Kareke, man.
Ametoka kwa miwa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just touch on the mix-up your FIFA and soccer. So FIFA, I'm not sure if you talk about this, but you know that FIFA forced Haiti to change their jersey. That little artwork, local Palestinian, ambayo inaonyesha independence yao, right? I'm not sure kama umefuatilia hiyo.
No.
But Haiti, they're forced to change their kit now, and I think that was like a day ago, few days ago. Even though they used that in all the trial matches, friendly, international friendlies, they were fine. Wamefika hapa, FIFA wanasema kwamba they enforced the strict rule that prohibit political, ideological messages and on team kits, right, during match. Which I'm not sure, even though the same FIFA, but purely more was Trump Peace Prize, which amesema kwamba hawahusiki na siasa, right? And it's almost for the same reason I'm pretty sure they won't allow Bafana to throw a statement, because that would be a political thing. Wow. Even though wanaruhusu kuvaa no racism, na hata kuruhusu nini hapo. So you see that FIFA somehow they're caught in business na promise Infantino na Trump ambayo imekuwepo for very long, wamekuwa na mahusiano ya muda mrefu sana. The entire World Cup sasa hivi I think imekuwa compromised not only na visa issues, not only na masuala mengine, which I agree kwamba imekuwa big issue sasa hivi kwa baadhi ya countries, but I think imeanza kuwa na, we don't know where it stands. Unajua sijui wapi ambapo FIFA it's okay kufanya jambo fulani la kisiasa na wapi it's not. Na nafikiri kama mimi kutoka dig kuangalia, it's just the reason kwangu mimi wame reject kit, it's just stupid. Ni kama tukuwa na ego ambayo inamaanisha kwamba just a little artwork ya kwao ya uhuru kuonyesha kwamba French wakaambia kwamba waitoe, but then why wanaweza wakatoa vitu kama Peace Prize? So hii issue ya Marekani nafikiri tunajua kwamba FIFA inakuwa challenged pretty much sasa hivi, lakini the whole issue about visa and stuff for US imekuja tu kama another catalyst, ni kama gasoline kwenye moto ambao tayari ulishawaka, lakini FIFA imeshindwa kujitenganisha na mambo ya siasa, mambo ya mahakama. Tunajua kwamba ukipeleka chama cha whatever football federation ya nchi yako, ukipeleka mahakamani, FIFA wanakufungia, right? Lakini at the same time wanatumia baadhi ya mahakama. So I just wanted to highlight, pengine mnaweza mkadig into issue kama hiyo ya jersey ya Haiti, uone how stupid that was, and I'm 100% sure kama ingekuwa jersey ya Marekani wasingefanya hivyo. Nafikiri Trump ongeza kuweka hata 250 kwenye jersey ya Marekani, bado ingeweza kwenda, kwa sababu tu somehow Infantino bent over big time kwa Trump katika mambo mbalimbali.
That is true.
Boss, that is so true. And I was going to add,
Dongoa.
I will tell you, like now, your world peace, your
award peace, Trump, yeah,
really. That was, I think, that was the biggest what Bandit said.
And the reason why is simple. And that is why you've seen that
party in the.
You heard that if you want to host a party with the name FIFA on it, the World Cup on it, you have to pay for certain fees to FIFA. You have to do this. Like, you see those bills FIFA was living in cities. That's the reason why he was twerking like that, to get away with such stuff. It's being given autonomy to go ahead and do certain things. Now, for the Haiti jersey, we've seen so many times, there's so many things like FIFA has come in between tournaments and told teams to change their jerseys. Remember Cameroon na zile nini zao?
Zile vest.
Zile vest. Alafu na ile one piece walikuwa nayo
ile bodysuit
Yeah, bodysuit, yeah. So you're right. It would have felt like a political message to the French. Something that FIFA tries to avoid getting involved in politics, but FIFA is politics. FIFA is always in politics. You can't separate them with politics. It's like there's a choose and decide on what type of politics they're doing. I don't think it was fair for FIFA to force Haiti to change their jerseys. They were just celebrating one of the national heroes. I don't think it's fair, but then I get it. I don't think they would allow it. I don't think they would allow if Kenyan were to qualify for the World Cup and then they put Dedan Kimathi on a jersey. Tutakatazwa kucheza na hiyo jersey.
Why not Jomo Kenyatta?
Ghana weke kwa Nkrumah. Ama Congo weke
PLO, Lumumba.
Yeah,
Patrice.
Hiyo ingekataliwa. Patrice ingekataliwa.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Most people, chances are, like in that stadium, everyone would probably come with that Lumumba jersey.
No, but Sinani is here. Lumumba is here.
Lumumba himself.
Lumumba the fan.
Lumumba
the fan is
that
here.
guy.
Lumumba the fan is here.
Yes.
Lumumba the fan is here. But then Lumumba the fan here, unajua yake hata si political statement.
No.
Hata kani political statement yake haiwasumbui sana.
No.
Yeah.
So FIFA is like a rat. Anakuuma kikupuliza.
Yeah.
Anauma kikupuliza. They choose and they pick and choose. Now, let's for example, we've seen FIFA strip off countries from hosting a tournament because that tournament refused entry to certain people. But they can't do that to the Americans.
Because
So it's a clear indication they pick and choose.
Because apparently
it's just the same way the Canadians have refused Thomas Partey to enter to the country, right? Because in Canada, if you have any criminal investigation going on your behalf, you can't enter their country.
Yes.
So it's hapo FIFA pia imesema it can't do anything. They understand that. Now these are things that are known when these countries apply to host this game. These are things that should have been negotiated ama zimeongelewa, whatever it is. So Ghana pia ingeambiwa unajua jamaa wenu wako na kesi, mbona mnamchagua? Like I feel like some things need to have been
done in advance.
Out huku kando in advance.
But Mika,
situations kama hizo.
And he's an impact player.
Yeah, he's an impact player. But acha niulize Mika, can't some career be done?
They can do it, but they won't.
No. Yeah,
but then
unajua
nini? The law of the land has to stand.
No. Yes,
it's just the same way like Qatar took on a rainbow laces.
No. I get that. What I'm asking is, like now, because you're hosting in 3 countries, right?
Yes.
You can you not? Okay, you know very well that this guy, however the draw happens, you know that a certain team say akona career, and you know that the laws of that country specifically state that if you have anything that is ongoing, utakubalishwa.
Yeah.
Wanna get? Do something, rearrange, make sure that
hatuwezi rearrange tournament kwa sababu ya tabia mbaya mtu mmoja uno.
But let me ask you, Bika, has this been happening in all World Cups? Because
the World Cups kuna give and take. Even the Russian World Cup kuna give and take on what things that Russia is gonna allow for things to happen. There's always gonna be a give and take in terms of politics and what FIFA can do. So depending on the influence of the country is going to matter, right? A World Cup that's going to be held in China, you're going to do a lot of things that the Chinese want you to do.
Yeah.
The next, we're going to a World Cup in Saudi Arabia. We're going to see how it's going to be, right?
The next World Cup is in Saudi Arabia.
Kutakuwa na like obvious kuna vitu hatutaenda kufanya Saudi Arabia. Tutaenda kulewa huko. Hizi mabashi za itakuwa control areas nini. So there are things whereby at the end of the day the law of the country has to name. Hapa uno
I get it.
Ni shida ya Partey kujiletea. Yeye ndo alienda kafanya Kenya alifanya.
Now,
hii ni mzigo yake, and the Ghana team should have considered that when picking
it's
him
costing them. That spot could have been given to somebody else who would have made that much of an impact.
Kwa hiyo sasa he'll only play in games in the US, and in Mexico.
That's it.
Okay.
Na unajua US organization fulani ikienda ifile kesi kwa koti hata cha
Okay.
Unajua US kesho nikiamka nene ni file koti kama game yao iko Kansas, mimi naishi Kansas, niseme jamani sexual offender huko, mbona anacheza huko mpira.
Okay. Na alafu tunaona hapa US wamefunga a second goal. I don't know nani amefunga. You'll give us
Florian Balogun.
Okay. Sawa.
Former Arsenal standout, but carry on.
Okay. US doing well so far. Now the other situation we have is the Iran situations, geopolitics on the pitch.
Hey.
Now Trump initially said Iran shouldn't play. Infantino pushed back and won. Iran moved its training base from Arizona to Tijuana, Mexico. Even though all 3 group games are in the US, then the official ticket allocation got revoked days before the opener. So the other question that comes up here is
ticket allocation to their fans.
To their fans,
and
yes.
Also, some of their coaches and delegates hawakupewa visa, hawajakubaliwa kurudi.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, so they don't have their full delegation with them.
So then Mika hapa, should a host nation that's active in conflict with a participant be hosting at all? Have we had any kind of similar situations before, or is this the first time? Because I know when World War II was going down,
there was
no World Cup.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, there was no World Cup.
So hatujai kuwa na situation kama hii.
No.
But we've had situations whereby nations that are not in good terms with each other faced each other, and games ikachezwa vizuri bila shida and everything. Now,
I think Iran and Iraq being one of them.
qualified.
Okay, yeah.
But there's a time when USA played
Iran qualified for this World Cup by merit.
Yes.
Walichezwa waka qualify by merit, right?
Yes.
they are supposed to be accorded everything
that everyone else is getting.
That everyone else is getting.
Yes.
Hiyo yenye uno alikuwa nasema special consideration yenye wangepatia pate ndo wangepatia Iran.
Got it. I'm actually with you on that.
No.
Yes. I mean, agreement.
That is where
but in the terms of Iran, there should be no even
you know,
issue
the thing
of special.
Is this, you cannot, the thing is this: the World Cup had been set on being when it's going to be held, right?
Yes.
Hakukuwa wameanza vita. Walianza vita
Yes. After it had been decided.
It was too late to move the World Cup where it was.
Right.
So there's supposed to be some special dispensation that should have been negotiated. I believe Infantino alinegotiate kwa sababu if Trump had his way, Iran ingecheza.
Correct. They would not even have entered the US. How about that?
They would have looked for a way to ban them so another team can play.
Yeah.
Now, what does FIFA's football is a political line mean? What does that mean exactly, Mika?
It means that FIFA does not interfere into local politics, and local politics should not interfere into FIFA. That is why when a government interferes with the local federation, FIFA bans that federation and chases them away. Wanawambia so mpaka mrudi, like government ya chana na nyinyi
Yeah,
mrudi
you need to be neutral.
mjitengeneze.
Yeah. Political
Yeah.
should not.
So they say that, so it's the same way with any other politics of the country. But to host a team at something like a World Cup with all the geopolitics and everything else, there has to be some give and take when they're negotiating these things. And I think it's that is where when this negotiation comes, corruption, how much money is being poured, and this will take precedence over morality.
Wow. Okay. Now, like in the brackets that I drew up, kazini tumepatiwa brackets to draw up, and this is a very weird World Cup in the sense that the way, like even unajua kama, like normally you'd know number one, this pool is playing the runner-up in this pool, and number one in this pool. But this one, there's some other shenanigans, like that's going on.
Because I think, remember, maybe Mika can correct us, there are 48 teams.
Correct. Yeah, there are 48 teams.
So then
they have group play.
There's a certain group play. Well, they have group play. Then after that, kuna wale
when a groups, and then number one and number two and qualify.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. To move
two from
on.
every.
Yes.
And
every
then
group
they're going to be number threes who will qualify, who qualify well. Like number threes who
the
finish
top eight.
well.
Top eight,
yes.
number three.
Top 8, number 3.
Yeah,
yes.
then there'll be a round of 32.
They'll have a playoff.
Yeah,
those
then
ones.
there'll be a round of 32.
Yeah.
Hapo kwa round of 32 sasa, they
Elimination.
from round of 32 and the round of 16.
16
Yeah.
again elimination.
Yeah,
And
the round of
continue like
16
that.
and the round of 8. Alafu semis, alafu.
Because I think they're using that Champions League model.
Yeah,
Now-
Champions League ya kitambo, see.
Or Champions
See,
League.
oh,
ya
yeah,
kitambo.
kitambo.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But my thinking was, in those brackets, there's a possibility somewhere.
Correct.
That Iran could play in the US. Because when I was filling out those brackets,
In the
'cause-
US?
no,
Or play the US?
no,
Against the US.
in one of those elimination
But
games.
it would be here.
It would be in the game would be in the US.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be
No,
a
that
very
would be the best.
That would be a blockbuster. It would be one of the
Bro.
most watched games.
So is this gonna be like that USSR hockey game?
Wacha niwaambie game yenye inaenda kuhappen regardless of what mkiangalia.
Yeah.
Spain na France wanaenda kukutana semis. Mahali, which will be the final.
yes,
And hapo ndio inaenda kuharibu. Hiyo ni itaharibu hesabu ya vile World Cup inaenda kuisha.
Spain and France.
me I don't have France
In the
making it
semis.
that far because kwa bracket yangu there's somewhere where they meet Senegal and they gave Senegal that game.
Ulifunga macho.
Did you listen to what Mika said?
Well, we'll find out.
See, everybody
we'll find
has
out what
their
will
nini.
happen.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
We'll find out what will happen.
His horse that is black is that one.
Yeah. I mean, even when
Black Horse yake alisema ni Senegal. Which is actually a good pick.
Yeah, me actually, me kwa brackets a job. I have Senegal winning it all. In fact, hata like our HR manager aliniambia, you're the only one who's picked Senegal. I mean, of course, because we have a warehouse, there's a lot of South Americans who work there, so there's no expectation.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Are you the only African in the?
I am the only African at Jobo.
Okay, rest my case.
Yeah, and then there's
That's not special.
And then we are 2 black people. The other one she's an American.
There's an African adjacent person.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
there is a
yeah. So that's the reason why I eliminated France from my.
if the football gods become
But here's my theory about France, and we will find out if this theory turns out to be true. So you have all these superstars in that team. Ukona Kylian Mbappe, ukona Dembele. So my thinking is that Mbappe spent, like half his life at PSG, like trying to win Champions League. And then right after he exits, PSG wins Champions League twice.
Mero amefunga.
Yes. Ousmane Dembele now becomes the star.
The man.
Yeah. Now, if wakiingia World
with
Cup,
a bunch of unknown people, by the way. Okay.
let me not say unknown.
No, they're not known.
But there was
they're not the level of Messi.
They were not those guys who the game is played around. Unaona kama Mbappe, who the game is sometimes played around. Yeah,
because Messi was part of that team. Neymar was part of that team.
Yes, I know.
And after they left,
nimwambia Mero.
Balogun amefunga tena.
Yeah.
The US amefunga 3-0.
Yeah.
But once those guys left now, umse ameletwa akafanya. But carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. So hata nilikuwa wapi? Mpaka hata mmeni confuse. What are we talking about?
Unajua ulikuwa unasema kitu yenye kila mtu anasema hapa nje sasa. The thing is this. Shida ya France ni mbili. They don't have that strong of a defense, and Mbappe has a point to prove, which ego yake itamfanya jaribu kuprove your point, na yote itakuwa Achilles heel yao. So Mbappe atakuwa a little bit more selfish. Atataka kucheza na team,
atawauza,
hata kucheza na watu wengine atawauza.
He'll want to prove a point.
Yeah, because France iko na fireworks mbili, Olise na Dembs. They have the chance of being the players of the tournament.
Kuna Barcola pia gadhe.
No. Wajana hao wako, yes, hao ni backup anakuja. But firepower pale watu wanakushindia game from nowhere ni Dembele na nani.
True, okay.
So listen.
Okay. But you see, the other thing is unaona, like in previous World Cups, there are World Cups where you've had bold coaches who left out a very good player from the squad. Not because the player is not good enough, but because chemistry.
Okay.
They might ruin the chemistry. Remember, one of the reasons why Isaiah Thomas was not added to the dream team was because of kulikuwa na chemistry issues na Jodo. The World Cup that France won, it was 2018. I think that's a World Cup that Karim Benzema wasn't selected.
But I think Karim Benzema he had got court cases. Kulikuwa na accusations.
Yeah, kulikuwa na fight.
Kulikuwa na fight na accusations that were going on over there.
Yeah, but then the thing is, this current coach who's mwenye na resign, he's a coach who knows how to balance a team. Okay. He's a coach who knows how to instill discipline. The issue is, awezi Mbappe bench.
You can't always.
Mbappe bench, France itaungua. Alafu mlimwe, France itaungua, watachoma country. They will burn the country. So
kama high school students wa Kenya.
They sure
yeah,
will. No, they'll
they
ban that thing.
No,
like
they will
yesterday.
they will ban the country. Hakuna they will know. Oh, you.
Yes.
Omoj, football is a very tribal game.
Correct.
Right? Unajua ukipata majamu wagoro akirusha mawe auto understand sasa hiyo. Kwa sababu juangi ni nini wana go through. Ukipata na hooligans wakianza kuhooligan. Inagonga spur of the moment. Unajua ni kama futa volatile. Pap umesha hivi kibiriti. It spreads so fast hata mjuangi nini ilifanyika. So hakuna chochote sijui ata understand. The thing is the main reason let's say even Mbappe behaves because he's a superstar. Amecheza ball miaka mingi anaelewa, anajua si time yangu inakam. Wacha ni relax. Ndio ni superstar. Mimi ndo captain, responsibility yangu, I'm being judged, watu wananiangalia nini. Mbappe behaves. Shida ya France ni ile defense yao. World Cup, the difference will be goalkeepers. And the reason why I'm giving Spain, because Spain, whichever of the 3 goalkeepers will play ni mnoma. Ikwe Simeon, ikwe Raya, ikwe mwingine, wote ni wakali.
You know,
wote ni magoli wanaweza kusave katikati.
Me, I was very shocked to find out that Raya is not first pick was Spain. Hiyo kitu ni shock.
So Unai is a very good goalkeeper too. Unai is a very, very good goalkeeper.
Yes.
So the thing is, how I see it, and that is why I said, if France plays with a low block team that is hard to score against, na hiyo timu wapige counter, hiyo timu inaweza piga France. Ni rahisi sana.
Okay.
So France can get to the final with a team like an England, Morocco, a Brazil, a Portugal, na ichapwe.
What do you mean by an England? England pia unawaretu wanaweza kufika finali?
England wanaweza kufika finali.
They have a pretty decent chance.
England have a very decent team.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot sit here and say Morocco can get to the final na nisiweke England ifike kwa final.
Mimi unajua
Senegal.
My bracket France is very wide.
Hapo ndo kwa hypocrite. Kwa hypocrite nikisema hivyo. Let me tell you. The top 2 teams for me, France and Spain. Those are the top 2 teams, like I'm saying, these are favorites. And I'm going to put Spain a little bit on the edge kwa sababu ya goalkeeper.
My brackets are wide.
Na defender.
My brackets are wide.
After that, kwa your bracket next, niko na Portugal. Niko na Argentina, niko na England, na niko na Morocco. As the most likely teams kutoka hapo. And then Brazil slightly below them. So your bracket ya Brazil, iko na Brazil, Belgium, Senegal. As the surprise packages zinatokea hapo, ziende zifike mahali. Ama upset mtu. So, mi kwangu ni hizo team. Ni 8 ama 9 nimecount. Naweza zika kwa hiyo shuffle ya kushinda hiyo. Nikifika kwa ile mfurugane, things can happen. Like, on paper game ya jana, Korea ilikuwa ichapwe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wakatandika mtu 2-1.
Wakatandika na so ball ilikuwa na upset. So kunaweza kuwa na upset.
Kwanza group stages.
But yeah. So but kwanza hiyo mambo yako kwa na sijui the third best teams. Because a good team can misbehave imalize number 3. Alafu ikutana sijui na number 1 imetoka wapi. Ikuje ichape hiyo number 1 na iende like even favorite tolewe kimichezo tu hivyo.
Yeah, ndo hivyo. By the way, there will be upsets. Hiyo round of 32 there will be some upsets. We just don't know which ones.
We just know which ones.
Yeah. But mimi my brackets are so wild. Kwa finali niko na Senegal na England. Yaani hata angalia hiyo bracket yangu.
Uko wild.
Akasema you have a very unique
na hapo kama unapewa 10k there's a possibility of kuipata.
Or there's a possibility.
Kampuni
inatoa pesa but I don't know exactly how much it is.
They normally try not to give you money. They give you like gift cards.
Yeah.
Kuna
Yeah.
vile ufanya so that pia ikuumizi.
Yeah, so tutaangalia tutajua vile kutaenda hapo. So kumekuwa na hiyo issue ya geopolitics, but hiyo tutaona, we'll see how it will go. Then of course we've also talked about ICE at the World Cup, fans afraid to show up. Hiyo pia tushaongea. Now question is North American time zones. Kuna mafans Kenya.
Yes.
Across Africa.
Yes.
Asia and Europe face kickoffs at 2 to 4 a.m. At EAT, East African time, for prime matches. Diaspora, for once, we in the US have the good kickoff times, and family back home has the nightmare schedule. How are folks in Nairobi planning to watch? Watch parties, sick days.
Hiyo ni shida yao.
Hao si ni vile hao ufanyaga na kuacha sweater kwa nini?
Bro, wacha nikwambie kitu.
No, but hii hapa sasa, hii hapa ni
unajipanga.
2 a.m. Games ziko 2 a.m.
Yeah, they'll show up at you sleep. You go home, you
2018
sleep.
World Cup,
You sleep early,
but
then they
you
go
guys,
to the bar.
you guys are forgetting we had experience with the 94 World
Yeah,
Cup.
but we no.
Wewe ulikuwa hapa. Wewe so you didn't have experience.
No.
We had
Tulikuwa
experience
high
of being
Na by the way,
no, mimi nilikuwa primo bado. Wewe ndo ulikuwa high school. Mimi nilikuwa primo bado. I'm just saying. Hata pia mimi nilikuwa primo.
But these nightmares, we ourselves here did it
Now,
in the 2022.
Your World Cup nilikosana na mother. You know why? Because I was in standard 8.
Oh shit.
Yes, I was in standard 8 in that World Cup.
Yeah.
Na niliwatch game karibu zote.
Ulisoma nini?
Niliwatch game karibu zote.
Ungalifanya vile mother alikuwa anataka ungeenda Alliance.
In the household kulikuwa na watu walikuwa ni mafans wa ball. Sasa tulikuwa tumesikizana.
Yes.
Utaniamsha mdogo and I used to be someone trouble waking up. But nilikuwa nikiamshwaga World Cup. Games zilikuwa zinaanza kama 2 a.m. Na mshwa World Cup niko fresh. Naamka immediately. Yes. Now this thing was being done behind my mother's back.
She didn't know.
So the goal was to watch game lakini hakuna kushout. But ball, where did you see ball? Kwanza nakumbuka game ya Nigeria versus that was World Cup 98. There was no, it was World Cup 94.
Yeah, Roger Miller.
No, wait.
Hapana.
No, I think na confused. Kulikuwa na game, I remember World Cup 94. World Cup 94 Roger Miller did not do as well as World Cup 90. But I remember
alifanya well 90, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember ilikuwa ni kina Okocha walikuwa na play because even 94 preliminary stages Nigeria did well. Walikuja wakalose to Italy in the second round. So I can't remember who Nigeria was playing, and then wakafunga bao moja noma. Man, and then watu kucelebrate.
Ilikuwa Olise, alipiga dabo kutoka katikati ya kiwanja.
Na alikuwa anacheza against Argentina. I think ilikuwa ni against Argentina.
Ilikuwa Nduki. Yes, ilikuwa Nduki ilitoka. Yes. Kutoka midfield.
That 94 team,
yes,
we can actually name them, some of their players. Agostine Egwaven, Sunday Olise. Where?
Sasa hiyo game
Daniel
kumake noise. Mother kaamka.
No.
And then akiamka
na mulikuwa downstairs, ndio?
Tulikuwa downstairs.
Kwanza Nairobi West unajua huko.
Man, akaita tu akajua niko huko. Sasa now my uncles and all those other people,
they're trying to hide you.
They're getting in trouble because wameniamsha. But guess what? Despite that, bado hivyo. Hiyo World Cup, I think I watched, except the games that were simultaneous. Zile games iko at the end of the group stage when they're playing two games simultaneous.
Yeah.
But games zingine zote tulizi watch. So people were waking up.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The time zone or time difference between like Kenya and whatever is usually 6. It's not that much because
Kenya and US.
No. Kenya and Europe. And Europe.
Kenya and Europe time difference is not
much.
Big,
it's not a problem.
Yeah.
And World Cup ya 2018 ilikuwa Russia. Wachana na Bafana. 98 was in
France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
O2
was in Korea Korea Japan.
I think that one might have been. I don't know because I remember that one like
No, Korea Japan game zilikuwa zimeisha saa 8 mchana.
Yeah, games zilikuwa zinaisha mchana.
Zilikuwa mapema asubuhi.
For us in Stato ama for
nakumbuka Senegal ikichapa France.
In Kenya.
Because I was still in Kenya.
Because that
nilikuwa nini?
Yeah, because
nilikuwa uni.
Because those games were kaudo like about 6 a.m. over here in Stato. Because I remember job ilikuwa nafanya whatever. 2006 ilikuwa?
Angalia timing ya hizi games sahi in America, right?
No. That's where I was going. That's where I was going with this. What I was trying to say was
2006 ilikuwa Ujerumani.
2010
Bafana South Africa. 14 ilikuwa Brazil, yes.
Now I don't know about the time difference, but most of these time zones and times I think have really supported 254. They're favored 254.
They favored 254.
Yes.
Yeah. Except this one, Sasa.
Guys here we have been, in fact, most times we are the ones who are
they have favored 254 more than they have favored us because our time differences have been madhogo than
I remember Qatar unamka 6 and we were working from home.
Yes.
Wako na laptop.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
For me, Qatar was the best World Cup.
Best World Cup ever.
Yes.
Actually, in terms of viewing, kwa sababu hiyo 6 am nilikuwa kwa gym. So nilikuwa naona game gym. Niko gym naona game gym. So like mimi nilikuwa naona game zote. Naona hiyo asubuhi, naona hiyo game ya mid morning ilikuwa saa 3 ama saa 2.
Ilikuwa ilikuwa saa 2. No, ilikuwa
hizo games ilikuwa back to back mpaka shift inaisha. Especially those
ilikuwa saa 12.
Yeah.
Saa 3, saa 6.
No, there was a game ya 1 o'clock. Ilikuwa ni 1 o'clock kama ilikuwa ni
6.
I thought it was 2.
It was 6. Usually it would be 6.
Kulikuwa na game inaisha
6-12.
Kulikuwa na game ilikuwa inaisha ukifunga kazi. It was a whole shift and we were working from home.
And that's what I was saying. I think watu wa Kenya have been favored for a while.
Yeah.
Because of that time zone, because they are in that sweet spot where they can watch a game.
Yeah.
Any game like Stato, Mexico na Canada.
Hata game za America, the only game wana miss ni
by the way
game ya 3 iko 10 p.m. si ndio?
Hiyo ni time poa.
Yeah, game ya 9 kama ya saa hii. Yes, kama ya saa hii.
Yeah.
Kama ya saa hii. Yes.
Hii game ya saa hii wanaamka asubuhi wanaipata inaendelea.
Yes.
So hiyo hapo.
Yes, because right now
unaona hizo game zenye zitakuwa zinachezwa midnight. Hiyo ni game watakuwa wanaona. Sisi tukistruggle kuona hiyo juu game inachezwa midnight hii time yetu. Hao wataziona hizo vizuri.
Is it midnight hapa because ni 9 p.m. West Coast?
Yeah.
Okay, wao watakuwa tutakuwa tuna struggle na hizo games za midnight.
Tutakuwa tuna struggle na wanaona vizuri. So si ati pia wanaumia sana.
Yeah, not really.
So tuseme ni employers ndio wataumia because
ni employer wataumia.
Watu watakuwa naingia job late. Watu watakuwa naingia
job kazini. Unajua vile Kenya watu kwenda kustream mpira, wala kustream job kazini.
Because kama umeanza kuwatch games 10 p.m. and then game zinacheza back to back mpaka asubuhi. Lazima uchape power nap.
But I think the way they have spread them out for these group games, the way it's like one game. Yo ni
think
sawa.
about it. Tomorrow kuna game 3 p.m. That is 10 in Kenya. Kuna game 6 p.m. And then kuna game 9 p.m. 9 p.m. ni saa ngapi Kenya? That's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Is it 3?
It's
no,
5.
It's 4.
5 a.m.
It's 5 a.m.
4.
Watamkia hiyo.
Because remember tuko na time
tuko fall back ama tuko spring forward.
No, tuko 7 hours time.
Tuko 7 hours. Kama tuko 7 hours game inaanza 9, kwa hivyo that's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. 4 a.m. So imagine uko na game mpaka umeanza kuwatch games 10. Na alafu unajua vile wa Kenya wanakunywa before and
so
watch game.
Yes.
Yeah. So umeanza
kuwatch. It favors us mzuri deadly.
Yes. Watu wameanza kunywa 9
because
game inaanza 10 and then you're watching games until 6 a.m. Hapo hakuna kazi inafanywa.
So like now, see the World Cup next World Cup will be in Saudi Arabia.
No, not Saudi Arabia.
Where?
It's gonna be the 3 countries: Portugal, Morocco. Saudi Arabia is 2034.
Oh, so the next one is in. So it's gonna be Portugal,
It's in 3
Itakuwa
countries.
Argentina,
Is it Portugal,
Morocco
Morocco,
na-
Spain?
Argentina
Oh, ni
is
Argentina.
gonna
Yeah,
have
it's
a game.
Argentina.
Yeah.
And
Argentina,
then
Time
it's
Morocco.
difference.
gonna be Portugal and Morocco.
time difference. We can work that out, but time
But
difference.
game ya Argentina ni moja tu.
Yeah, game ya Argentina.
Yeah,
ni
opening,
moja.
si
Yeah.
ndio?
Yeah, opening ku nini anniversary ya the
Yeah,
first World
the
Cup.
first World Cup.
Yeah.
So, but you see, like, I would not be surprised. And by the way, because we didn't expect, I think it will still favor. It might favor us.
It will still favor us. Yeah,
will favor us
Morocco.
because
Time
iko hapa
difference
tu.
ya Morocco, yeah, na Portugal
Yes.
is very small.
Yes.
Na Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Europe iko 5 hours ahead of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be
So tutaona kila kitu kwa time ya job wakati kwa kazi.
yes.
Yeah, so hapo tutakuwa sawa. So I think
Wanablesiwa
Kenyans.
na ball ya EPL.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way,
Hiyo
yes.
time.
Yes.
But sasa issue na hizo watch party sasa zitakuwa tu ni usiku sasa. But I think weekends it's gonna favor Kenya because
Sana.
people are already out on your time. Na hii World Cup ni 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 countries, 16 cities. What do you think about issue ya 48 team, because the group stage now has heavy favorites cruising and third place teams advancing. Each of the 12 group favorites are at purists say the expansion killed the group stage stakes. Others say it gave Cape Verde, Jordan, and Curacao, tier nations, a seat at the table and got more African teams in that ever. So is 48 teams good for African football specifically, even if it dilutes the product overall? Mika, hii ni swali yako.
The growth of the sport for me is always something I'll always support.
Yeah.
I don't believe in just holding a certain elite, because the only way somebody gets better at something is if they practice it and doing it. So when countries get that familiarity of qualifying for the World Cup, and they come and realize that the standards are totally different, they try to improve those standards for themselves, but so that they get to that standard whereby they can come to these competitions to compete. So for me, I don't feel it's a dilution at all. It gave stake to African countries. African countries are good. They're not bad. They're good. It's just that we were given a small number of teams to come in. We've seen how the other markets have grown. Countries like Japan, South Korea, they grew because they got comfortable in coming to these World Cups over time, and they've improved. Now we are seeing the Arab countries also improving and coming in. Who knew that Saudi Arabia could beat Argentina in a World Cup game?
Yes.
So the more teams continue competing in these competitions, they're going to improve. So far, I haven't seen a game where I've said like, quality game in a bow. Yes, game ya kwanza ya South Africa na nini ilikuwa meh, but
Ancestors spoke.
yeah, but hawezi sema ilikuwa mbaya. Game ya leo ya Canada ilikuwa mbaya. The night game ya jana usiku, which for me I thought was gonna be a boring game, it was actually a very good game.
Yeah.
US hata ukiangalia hapa sasa hivi US wanatembeza haya majamaa, unashanga hii ni America kweli. So let's see. It's too early to say that it's diluted. Me, I'm always open for growth.
But let me ask a controversial question to you, Mika. With the way, like teams are now leveling, because most teams are recruiting their players from abroad. Ukiangalia team kama Morocco, most of them are players who are never raised in Morocco. They were raised in France. But ni wale hawakumake team ya France, the first team for France, and they opted to play for Morocco. Algeria, it's the same thing. Senegal, to a certain extent. Now, like even other non-World Cup countries like Kenya started doing the same thing. So my question to you, Mika, here is, are we becoming vessels for now the talent in Europe that does not make like the first team of that country, and what does that mean for homegrown players?
Unajua nini Ali?
Yeah.
I'm going to answer you in two parts, right? Ya kwanza ndakupigia story. Unakumbuka ile siku yenye hii Kenya walicheza qualifier, World Cup qualifier na Senegal?
Yes.
Marcelo alikuwa anasema sasa zile hawana ball. Sadio Mane alikuwa ana limp. But Senegal alikuwa akishika ball. Alikuwa ameshikilia Mane hivi akigeuka Mane yuko huko anaenda kufunga. Ajipa ile ujamaa alikuwa na limp hapa amepotea amekimbia. The difference is the levels and standards of how they've trained. Remember when he had Olum here?
Yeah.
And Olum pointed out something. The difference between American kids and South American kids is that an American 15-year-old is 3 years ahead. No, a South American 15-year-old is 3 years ahead of an American 15-year-old. Because an American 15-year-old anaenda shule kwanza, alafu ana train.
Yeah.
A South American 50-year-old ana train ndo aende shule. Yeye anacheza ball. It's the same thing with Kenya. Now hizo standards. Now, we have very talented players in Kenya. But they don't have the levels. They're not in the same level or standard of a European trained kid who's been in an academy all their lives. These kids are kids of Kenyans. So they have a right to play for Kenya. It's not like they're picking up for it. Remember when France won the World Cup and we said that is not France that won, that was Africa that won, right?
Yeah, it got a lot of, in fact,
we say that
well,
that's Africa, it was France, yeah. But then those kids are France because the same way those kids are French is the same way those kids are African. They're eligible to play for whichever team they are. And also most of them, hata kucheza, mtu kama Mbeumo angecheza France, but he chose Cameroon. Alitaka kucheza pale baba yake ametoka. So there are some who are choosing it out of themselves, deciding they want to play for the Roots. Like the kids who the Kenya team has gone to pick, they were like, yeah, sure. So it's the world is a global village, Ali, right?
I agree.
And you take anything that allows you to compete. And guess what? When a homegrown player sees that I have to improve my level, ndo niweze kuingia kwa national team, what I improve, because hizi countries zingine pia bado wako na homegrown players. Kama hiyo nitafanya player aje kukula veve, ako anapiga zoezi more, wacha hiyo happen.
Now, the question is this difference in talent from maybe like European grown players and homegrown players in Africa, is this difference where European might be 3-4 years ahead, is it just based on there's that element of indiscipline where player anaweza kuwa nakula veve, but is it also based on the systems that they have?
It's based on facilities, because look at it this way. Bila nimekwambia, Kenya hatuna academies. UK hii uko must. Ukijulikana uko na talent, unakwanga unataiwa down to a certain club, to certain academy.
Yes.
Academies ziko mob, ziko kila mahali. Unaingia, kuna structure ya kudevelop talent.
Yes.
Unaanza kudevelop from uko 7 years old. Kenya academy ni pay as you play. Kama una do, hautacheza kwa academy.
Which is sad.
Kwa wewe ni mnoma, hauna nini. Mimi niko na watu wenye ni maduanzi, si wa normal ball, but na walipia academy, wanaingia kwa hiyo academy kutrain. So talent haipati exposure same yenye country inafanya. So by the time wewe huyo mtu mwenye haezi afford kwenda academy anakuwa exposed high school, yeye ni mnoma, already yuko nyuma. Akona talent but yuko nyuma on the basics.
Where? Okay, so that's another interesting part. Hapa Steven Bati anasema Netherlands itachukua, and I think people need to start dropping their predictions now. so that, like later on when Senegal is in the final and about to win the World Cup, I don't want to hear people copying me. At you, I already knew. Yeah.
Eh?
So start typing in the comments. Let us know what countries you think you'll win. Stephen Batty anasema Netherlands. Netherlands has always been a dark horse. The best country in the world never to have won a World Cup. It will be very good for them if they can get to win a World Cup.
Netherlands are not winning.
Yeah. But dark horse unajua ni wengi.
They are not even a dark horse.
Yeah. Okay, sawa.
They're pathetic.
Aya, sawa. Stephen Batty, make a note of that. Sambaza, make a note of what Mika just said. And then
there's a bet.
Okay. And then so kuna kuna watu who are saying, this is what people are saying, and this World Cup has just started, that this might be the most chaotic World Cup. Na hapa Washeke is saying Iran is taking. I don't know about that. But there are people who are saying this already is the most chaotic. This was the most chaotic World Cup build-up ever. Remember, 2022, there was an issue about migrant workers. Here in Qatar, 2022, migrant workers alcohol ban, moving the World Cup to December. And then Russia 2018 kulikuwa na politics, Brazil 2014 kulikuwa na protests in the streets. Every World Cup has had, like a scandal era. Do we think that this might be one, or does any of you think that this might be one of the messiest World Cup?
What is the messy measurement? What do we?
What
are we saying that
fans?
Let's see. We never know. So, we might have situations whereby ICE starts arresting people in the stadium and people get hurt. Somebody loses their life. We never know. We don't want such things to happen. I would say, for me, what I wish is that the prices come down and all. This is the most drama that's this World Cup has brought. Ibakie tu hapa. Ibaki sawa. Iran hawakuleta watu nini.
Meaning that things that have happened should stay as is, but no more to add.
As is, no more to add. Yeah. Evil.
Okay.
That is how I would say I want this World Cup. I hope it stays like that. I'm only hoping for the better. People get into the groove of it, what we enjoy. We forget the situation. Like, Americans deserve a break. Man. Kila siku kitu fanyika. Like, life is expensive. Hata for 1 month too. For 1 month. Like, for 1 month, Americans
Stephen Miller will tell you can go dine.
For
real, like America deserves a break.
Stephen Miller will tell you no.
And then this same month, kuna election primaries, and America doesn't care. I think this is the only country in the world where, like, elections are happening while the World Cup is going on. Yeah.
So,
and they feel nothing.
And we have World Series going on. We have
NBA.
Not World Series. Stanley Cup. And we have the
Stanley Cup and NBA Finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, again, Stephen Miller would actually look for Mika and chapa him slaps and saying, boss, you are disrupting my program. And my program is to have and protect this Western world. And have
protect it. Like, situele break hata kidogo.
That guy, nothing.
No breaks.
That guy.
I say,
breaks are things that people have at break time.
Thank you. And you probably can just do some pads and replacement. Hakuna rotas. Gotire. There's no way because
wacha nikwambie kitu moja, politicians wa America na Kenya wanakuanga wameabuse, right? Wanakuanga wameabuse kitu ya citizenry hawajawahi choka, right? Na siku moja they will fuck around and find out. The day that Americans will get tired, or the day that Kenya will get tired, I don't know which party will be leading, but whichever party will face that unfortunate event, they will regret.
And by the
There's
way,
never been a collective tiredness in these two countries.
and
But the day that the masses will get tired together,
but by the way, Mika, we are getting very close to that stage. And you know why we are getting very close to that stage, because
Bro, I'll wait.
when you see, no, we are getting very close to that stage. Remember, the Gen Z Revolt 2024, that was just a hint of something very ugly that's about to come. And in America too, because in America, Sasa, you're having the middle class being completely pushed out. People can no longer afford
in
to
America,
buy homes.
most people should have taken this like the past election as one.
Yes.
It was a revolt.
When you have
Yes.
a very young population that is white male voting overwhelmingly for Trump.
No, Abana. No. We need to start. We need to get from this narrative of sijui.
It's not a narrative.
Hii narrative ya kujifanya sijui ati white people walibanda hapo.
No. I'm not diffusing that.
Trump did not win the election because of white votes. Trump won the elections because of independence. Independence who crossed the border, na Democrats wale wali cross border wakachange tune wakaenda. Walikuwa wamechoka. It was a revolution. When people don't see things like this, when you don't see that people have revolted, let me tell you, Mamdani should be a lesson to people. There's a reason why that guy is a mayor. There is a reason that guy is not a regular democratic politician.
And I think
ule jamaa yuko Texas, ule mwenye anasumbule Paxton.
No.
Telerico. Yeah, that's not a regular democratic candidate.
The problem is
wangepatia Crockett. So the thing is, people should actually see that people are actually revolting. Aliyesema kweli, watu wako karibu.
No. I haven't refused.
We are so stuck on traditional politics, we don't want to see the truth.
My issue and my problem is this, Mika. My issue and my problem is, and I'll say this, Democrats don't have the balls. And the reason I say that is we can look at the people who
they
are
had the
leading,
balls to vote for Trump.
Again, the people who are leading the Dems right now, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. In fact, if anything, in that place, if we had people like AOC, Ilhan, the lady from Atlanta, you have Jasmine Crockett, you have got Ayanna Presley, no. Again, at some point, the buck has to stop somewhere. But until then,
not today. That is why we said they're not tired, but wanafika there.
But unajua hii World Cup, I don't think what Trump will give us a break. You know, like it's supposed to be a break, but I don't think we're gonna get a break.
Kwa nini?
Because these guys, every day when you wake up,
they have been emboldened, bro.
And you see that this time around they have a plan. They have a book. Like these things are not being done randomly.
And those Trumpers, some of them are Kenyans, Nigerians,
yeah,
Congolese, Turkish, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Na hapa washeke na tukumbusha msisahau there was a shooting in Midland, Texas. She also says we indeed need a break to enjoy the World Cup. Like so far, me I haven't felt that break
time. We just get break time.
No, but then the thing, me I want to tell people this. This World Cup, it's something that we also have to, it's like we're all waiting for a magical spark to tell us, there's a World Cup, you have to create these feelings, right? Okay, tickets are expensive. Tickets are not working. But guess what? There are free fan zones. Let's go to these fan zones.
Cities are creating every city, right?
Like every city, go to this.
Go to FIFA, all you have to do is register. Yeah. Very nice.
They have known that these Madasoka politically Madasokas.
That's the thing. we want that break, let's take that break.
Kwanza ya DC ndio hii
Tusingoje
iko fiti.
kupatiwa.
Ya DC iko fiti.
Ya DC ni mwana hivi.
Sasa what if ice
the
watokeleze?
thing for me, me my plan.
Sutabeba zile vitu zako vile ubebaga every day.
Watokeleze
Si wewe ubeba ID yako na
beba umbrella na nini. Umbrella na mkeka mnakuja.
No. Mika amesema what if ice amekuja na hajabeba nini instrument inaitwaje documentation.
Barafu watokeleze kwa fan zone.
Barafu hakuji kwa fan zone.
Okay. You know, like they also are not supposed
fan
to go to
zone
schools.
is a city. Si a gava.
Well, these people
again
umefanya Ali ameogopa. Ali amesema atakuwa fan kwa sababu
anyway, all in all unajua nini, kama ni passport yako lazima ubebe ukajienjoy, beba passport.
That's a problem. Unaweza beba passport. So kuna
unajua nini, at some point
Mika,
we have to stop being we have to stop being afraid of living
again.
That's
not
at
the
some
issue.
point we have to stop to be afraid of
Mika,
living. Tuseme tu kweli. I get what you're saying, but wacha nikwambie.
What am I saying?
Kama we ni citizen na una maisha, wacha kuogopa kuishi.
No, because the problem is you can do that. Unfortunately, for some of those people you're saying that are citizens, the people who are attached to them or whatever
who
themselves are not. Or alternatively are in a precarious situation because we have seen, we know, not even we have seen, even if you have a green card and you did something 25 years ago, you're in a precarious situation.
And I get that.
So
if you need to take care of yourself, take care of yourself. But mimi nimesema kitu moja. If you know you're, sikia kenye nilikuwa nasema. I'm not speaking out of my ass just for the sake of saying speak out of my ass. I'm just saying this. If you are in a position to be able to go out and enjoy this, go and enjoy this.
Okay, so
go get that break that you deserve. Usijifiche, like don't wait
I
for
get
Spark
that. I
to
get
come
that.
and give you that.
I
Like
get that.
if you can do this, toka kwa nyumba, enda kwa fan zones, go enjoy yourself. Go experience that World Cup spirit. Awezi fika kwa stadium. Go be with other people who are cheering, who are supporting one another. It will help you. Ata punguza stress.
By the way,
life American is hard.
Speaking of fan zones, apparently, the National Mall, kuna.
Kesho,
yeah. There's a fan zone. The National
it's a
Mall.
free fan zone for the whole summer. Like mimi nimeamua.
Now that there's one in Bolti.
Me da kuja the whole.
It's for the city. Check.
They
might have one. They might have one.
Yeah.
Uno.
Yes.
Every weekend I'll be in DC. Mpaka World Cup ishi.
Okay,
kwa fan zone.
Which means
atakuwa kwa fan zone. Atabeba mkeka, umbrella na nini yake.
Atakuja studio.
Mvinyo yake.
Atakuja studio.
So utakuwa huko from 3 to 11 p.m. Because you know time ya game.
Saa zile ndakuwa. Siende kukasi kwa the whole day.
No, games zinaanza 3 p.m.
Yeah, inategemea. Kuna game zile nitakapoona labda ama nitembele watu, nikuje nisalimie madhe nini.
Do you know an amazing place where
by the fan zone?
There's an amazing place where I don't know if they'll have a fan zone there. National Harbour. Wajua National Harbour? Yes, they usually have a very big wanaonyesha manini hapo. They usually sometimes show football games there.
They may have.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. So
the National Harbour is really nice during the summer.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Hata me I'd be surprised kama Baltimore wana moja Fells Point.
Fells Point wanaweza kuwa na moja. Lakini Fells Point, I don't know.
We shall see.
Yeah. Ama wangeka moja in a harbor. But in a harbor US.
You know Fells Point in a harbor almost sort of.
No, mimi nasema I know, like but your side ya Fells Point, have they ever had a fan zone like at Fells Point?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe in a harbor
they can
to open up because in a harbor after COVID imekufa.
Ngoja. The Orioles are not playing, right?
No, they are playing. Well, it depends. No, they are playing.
No, are they playing right now?
Is even baseball season on?
The baseball season is on. Yes, it is on. Yeah, it's
Oh, it's on.
currently on.
Me hata
Yes.
sijuagi season ya baseball.
No, they can use one of the
Actually,
stadiums
they just
because
started.
in LA, I think LA wanatumia ni Rose Bowl ama ni ya UCLA. In LA, they're using one of the stadiums as a fan zone.
But you see, like LA,
wanatumia stadium.
LA
Stadium.
wako.
Yeah.
You see, UCLA is a in college.
They
We're
have
talking
a
about
full, yeah.
Yeah, we say like, you know what would be nice if they have a fan zone at MNT, because Baltimore.
MNT is under
In the new-
construction.
Yeah,
it
it
is?
is.
Oh,
It
okay.
is actually. Yeah.
Na MNT pia imechoka. But anyway,
That's
let's-
why they are
let's-
constructing it.
yeah,
no,
let's
no,
make
no.
I know hapana ni sawa. No, it's
I know
okay.
you're not
No,
talking.
leave-
Mika,
No,
leave
it's
it
okay.
alone.
It's okay.
unasikia huyu msee anajaribu.
Imechoka,
Achana
ka
naye.
imechoka, imechoka.
Achana naye. He can't
Unaona
say.
unaona, you see the way
Ka study imechoka,
He can't
imechoka.
say
bana.
anything.
you see the way he's-
Wako na nini?
Tulizeni mbegu.
Wako na
You
nini?
guys are wasting time. We're supposed to go to the next topic.
Mika, please go ahead. Mika,
We're
Mika, go
supposed to go to
ahead.
the next topic.
Mika, go ahead.
Imechoka mbaya sana.
MNT na Landova gani imechoka?
Eh? No, sijasema Landova ijachoka, but MNT imechoka. MNT
Mika,
imechoka.
thank you. Carry on.
MNT imechoka. That's why we're moving away. That's why we're moving away from FedEx.
Anyway, tutoke kwa hii story.
Yeah, that's why
Mimi
we're moving away
niko na
from
story-
FedEx. Si tuko
kuna
sawa.
story niliku-
Si tuko na space.
kuna
Ni
story-
hamna
mi
space.
kuna story nilikuwa nataka kupiga hapa.
Piga.
Jona time imeenda.
Yeah.
Naishia. So we in a World Cup right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Hapa tumeongea juu ya World Cup. Tukipiga story tumekushia na World Cup mingi. Like we've spoken about, we've mentioned, Uno was asking time zones and everything. So if we go back on the fallback of previous World Cups, what are some of your greatest World Cup moments?
Me, I think I would easily say my greatest World Cup moment. Maybe I have two. Or maybe three. My first World Cup match to ever watch, Cameroon versus Argentina.
Yeah.
That was memorable, unforgettable, where Cameroon was being given zero chance.
Well, that was 90.
That was World Cup 90.
90,
That
yeah.
was my first World Cup
Indomitable.
ever. Indomitable Lions.
Roger Miller.
Dancing by the flag.
So that was an amazing moment. I think also
Check.
Another amazing moment was when Senegal defeated France. And you see, both these have the same theme. You know, an underdog African country defeating a defending champion. So I think
Ilikuwa
that
2002.
that was 2002. And then the third one is I have to say, maybe it wasn't, you know, like, it was a great moment for some people, but not so great when Roberto Baggio alipiga ile pena ikaenda
That was
na ikaenda
that was
na
94.
ikaenda, it was 94.
Over the bar.
Yeah, over the bar. Yeah.
Mimi hiyo nililia because mimi kwa fan wa Italy.
Yes, that was very sad. I mean, I remember just Baggio dejected, but I wasn't. I was okay because that same World Cup, Italy defeated
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Yes, na ilikuwa, it was through some dubious penalties that they
Yeah,
got.
of
Pena ya
course.
Baggio bado.
Yes.
And actually, that game we watched in, we were
But
given the
ilikuwa
opportunity
nini?
to watch in high
Alikanyaga
school.
Dino Baggio Makei. Hiyo ilikuwa pena.
Oh yeah, kulikuwa na Dino Baggio pia. Yes. And then I also remember this moment when Rashidi Yekini scored against Bulgaria and he went inside a net.
Bao ya kwanza ya Nigeria World Cup.
Yes. 19.
Akaingia kwa net kucelebrate.
Akaingia kwa net.
Hiyo picha ilionyeshwa World Cup mzima.
Man, karibu atoe hiyo net. And those
Yeah.
guys are big. Those Nigerian players are
Yeah,
big.
they're
So
huge.
yeah,
They're
so,
huge.
so
They're
those
big guys.
those are quite memorable moments. Then nakumbuka pia when Nigeria beat Spain 3-2. I think hiyo ilikuwa World Cup 1998. When Spain was leading. Ilikuwa mechi
hiyo
moja
nilikuwa
noma
high
sana.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, nilikuwa.
Yeah.
Actually, unajua nini? Hiyo game ya Spain ndio ilikuwa bao ya Olise kutoka katikati ya kiwanja.
Hiyo ndio ilikuwa Biolise kutoka katikati. No, Biolise I think ilikuwa against Argentina.
No. Ilikuwa hiyo katikati ya kiwanja.
Oh, ama ilikuwa
Bao-
it could have been yeah.
Argentina ilikuwa Christian Siasa.
Oh yes, alikuwa anaitwa Siasia. Yeah, Christian Siasia,
Yeah.
yes.
Huyo ndio alifunga Argentina, yes.
Yeah.
Hiyo game ilisha 2-1. Walitupiga bao mbili. Jamaa mbaya alipiga bao mbili papa.
Yes, nini ilikuwa ni kina Batistuta ama ilikuwa ni nani alifunga? I can't remember.
Ilikuwa kina Batistuta lakini alikuwa to Castanilo ama Costalino.
Ama ilikuwa ni Canigia. Claudio Canigia.
Haikuwa Canigia.
No.
Ilikuwa siwezi kumbuka but nakumbuka hiyo game ya Nigeria ndo alifunga wa kwanza.
Another one I can't forget is when Roger Miller took the ball from the Colombian goalie. Unakumbuka Rene Higuita alikuwa anapendaga kuingia ndani na
the acrobatic goalie anafanya.
Yes, the acrobatic goalie. Man, Roger Miller akasema we ngoja utaona, I will time you. I will time you. So that one is also na hiyo dance yake kwa kona.
I'll say this.
Nakumbuka si wote tukijita Roger Miller.
When Omosh was here already and flourishing and surviving.
Yes.
86.
Surely.
Maradona.
Hiyo sasa.
Mimi sikuwa 86.
Let me tell you. Hiyo kitu at that point we were so young. But unakumbuka kulikuwa na zile vitu zilikuwa tulikuwa tunazita pa. So zile machupa
kwa bottle top.
Yeah.
Zile.
Unaget.
Zile za kupuliza.
Pele.
Mapele alafu mazee unatembea nazo in so many ati kulikuwa na zile
za you win from
other guys.
Yes.
Unafanya mapa.
Hizo
lakini hiyo Diego Maradona anachukua ball midfield. Anakata watu mpaka wacha hiyo hand of God hiyo alafu anafunga. I know people who when Primo started playing with the left foot because of that.
They
switched.
Yes, actually, yeah, right.
They switched. Wacha na 82 86 I remember that like Mazee guys wali changamka like Diego Maradona. That was the guy. Tumezeka haya. I remember that one for 94, where we could name almost actually all the players, the Nigerian team, because Mazetu was
that was a goal
representing Africa.
Agustin Negoven,
Emmanuel Amunike,
Sunday Olise, Okocha,
Emmanuel Amunike.
Mnamsahau goli Peter Rufai. Style yake. Yeah.
Now that was 94. Then let us not forget when Ghana,
Asamoah,
Gian, 2010.
Ile penaliuza.
That thing was painful. That was one of my most
was that
moments.
over Diba? It was over Diba.
Aliuza hiyo penalty ba.
Yeah.
But
moshi memory zako ni gani?
1945.
No, almost watched Pele win the World Cup.
Memory yangu ya World Cup was other than Maradona, of course Roger Miller. Then there was 82, the ball itself.
That is my case.
Tango. España. Iyo ball today.
See that was in Mexico though.
No,
86 no ilikuwa Mexico, 82 ilikuwa ni Italy.
Spain.
Oh no, Spain.
82 was Spain. And the ball they played with was called tango.
Hiyo tango na kumbuka ndio ball zilikuwa. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa dida ya kwanza kama ni wadogo.
So everyone used to call them tango. Everyone used to call them tango.
Hiyo ball mpaka wa leo, by the way I even have one at home.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Zile za black and white.
Yes. Na ile nini I have.
Zile kobole.
Yes. Zile kobole, yes.
You have one.
Yes, I have one. Because Adidas toward replicas of that ball. 82 nini. So, and that ball used to come in two variations. Kulikuwa na ile legit ya leather, alafu kulikuwa na ile ingine ya kajuala. Ball ikikugonga nini, ukipigwa kombora. That's it.
Na kwanza kumenyesha ama kizoe.
Kumenyesha ilikuwa unazima.
And then it used to peel also, the fake one.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
ile fake ilikuwa inatoka, alafu inakugwara, ile ilikuwa mbaya inatoka.
Ali doesn't know about that. Ali doesn't know that.
And then of course because
I'm a young guy.
growing up,
No,
we watched a lot of football made in Germany.
Yes.
So the German team, we always used to remember those Germans. Kina Rummenigge,
Rudi Vola.
kina Breitner, you know,
hawasa
Paul
niyo 82
Breitner.
mi nakumbuka wa 90 kina Lothar Matthäus na kina
Yes, so
Klinsmann.
those
Bodo
the
Ilgner.
guys, those were the guys
Bodo
before.
Ilgner.
No,
Kina
lakini
Tony Schumacher kwa goalie. Not
Yeah.
the Tony Schumacher,
No,
the
no, no,
driver,
no, no,
but
no,
Tony Schumacher now the goalie.
no, actually Omosh,
Yes,
I
sir.
remember when we grew up tulikuwa tukicheza ball, kila kipa alikuwa anajiita Schumacher.
Yes.
So si tulikuwa tunajonga jina Schumacher is a German name.
Yes.
Tulikuwa tunafikiriaga Schumacher anajua kumakiatu.
Yes.
Mpaka ukipiga anajua kwa
Then there was another player called Rummenigge.
Yes.
No.
Rummenigge alikuwa mnoma.
Michael Rummenigge.
No.
I think it was
No, it was Karl
Karl-Heinz. Yes. Yeah, tall guy.
Oh, kama Karl-Heinz Derek ule wa
In fact, he
investigation.
actually reminded me of Larry Bird. He was tall like Larry Bird almost.
Yeah.
Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. Na huo jamaa alikuwa
Alafu na
anacheza.
Lothar Matthäus.
Lothar
alikuwa
Matthäus,
anacheza.
but that was
Yes.
his
Lothar Matthäus was World Cup 90 sasa.
Yes.
Then there was
But Matthäus alitoka
Litbarski.
kwa 80s kwa kinoomosha akakuja 90.
O alifika mpaka 90s.
Yeah.
Litbarski. Kulikuwa na Litbarski.
Huyu alikuwa
Alikuwa
bow-legged.
bow-legged.
Yeah.
Huyo jamaa
Yeah.
akipiga kona inadonjo. Si hizi kona za siku hizi ati you can weka anywhere in that
Yeah.
in the line. Ile kona yao you
Hata
had to
nani?
weka it in the line with the goal.
Yeah.
Hata
you
Rudi
could-
Vola.
you could
So,
weka-
Rudi
yes,
Vola.
Yes.
Ule
Rudi
manywele
was-
refu.
Yes, Rudy was
Rudi
so
Vola actually
very,
ndio
very
nayo
good.
dance ya
Washake
Roger
is-
Miller originally.
Washake is asking about wasn't there a World Cup where a player was killed?
That was
the guy
Escobar.
That was Escobar.
Escobar, that's World Cup
But it's
94.
because aliuza.
Yes.
No, he scored an own goal. Hakuuza, he scored an own goal.
Then he went back.
Si kuuza na
He went
kuscore
back
own
home.
goal
This is
ni
the
kitu
thing.
tofauti.
He went back
So,
home
let me tell you
akavamiwa.
the funny thing.
Yeah.
Do you know 1994 World Cup? Colombia were the favorites to win that World Cup.
Yeah, that team was fire.
They had qualified
With
by
Valderrama.
beating everybody.
Yeah, they are
Everybody.
undefeated.
Valderrama was on
They
that.
had beaten everybody.
Manuel.
Brazil,
Yeah, Manuel.
everybody. So they were so sure they're going to win the World Cup that by the time when they came to the World Cup, they were superstars. Ilikuwa tu interview kwa hoteli, massage, relax, hata wapigi tizi. They were so sure there was no team that was going to beat them.
Yeah, but sasa
So when they
Makatel.
lost the first game,
Yeah.
when they lost the first game, it was like, huh? But then by the second, and then the thing is, all the narcos, because the narcos are the ones who own the football clubs, all the narcos had put bets on who
Yes,
they play.
big
It was
ones.
so much. Yeah, baka coach anaambiwa, you have to play my player kwa sababu. Like there was so much into it. The players just froze because you're being told, we've captured your family, you have to score 3 goals. About that, like it was so crazy, but they were the favorites to win that World Cup. 94 World Cup, they were the best team
They were really good.
in the world at that
They were
point.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Then there's one guy I have to talk about. Maybe you guys, and this is Kidogo aging myself, but to me, I think he was one of the best goalkeepers out of Africa. From Cameroon.
Joseph Antoine Bell.
Keep going.
Tony Nkono.
Thomas Nkono.
Thomas Nkono.
Oh, Thomas
Yeah.
Nkono, yeah.
Thomas
Thomas
Nkono.
Nkono,
Yeah.
yeah.
That guy
Si alikuwa team ya kina Roger Miller?
Alikuwa timu ya kina Roger
Yes.
Miller, yeah.
and na 82 ndio sasa
Alikuwa ganavaga zile matracksuit.
yes.
Yeah.
And that guy to me I think is a
Za
guy who
Puma.
guys like kina Mohamed Abbas
Yeah.
need themselves.
Mahmoud Abbas, yeah.
Mahmoud Abbas
Yeah.
need against that. Because if you look at even how Abbas played, how he needed in goal, and Nkono, there was no difference.
But the interesting thing nasikia, like team ya 87 ya Harambee Stars All Africa Games
Yes.
defeated that Cameroonian team.
Yes.
That is so.
Now hata hiyo All Africa Games
Yeah.
tungeshinda if it wasn't kwa sababu ya higher ups
Blackout.
kufinya vitu. Yes.
Yeah.
But then
Walitufinya and Egypt ended up
Egypt
winning that
won,
game.
yeah.
Me I was at the
So
game.
you
That thing
know-
was something bad.
So
Kasarani.
which was the best team? Which was the best African team prior to the 94 World Cup?
Prior to the 94 World
Hawa
Cups,
say wanini.
they're definitely Cameroon.
These guys who died in the plane.
No, Nigeria are the best team. Sayo tukikuja 94 World Cups. We knew that.
These guys who died in the plane.
Are you saying
Zambia.
are you saying the best team in terms of the best African team to ever play in a World Cup, or
No, not in a
just-
World Cup.
just
The team
meaning,
that was
I-
playing
no, of course,
best.
I
yeah,
think ours was
of course,
Zambia.
Zambia, yeah,
Ours
your
was
team ya
Zambia.
kina-
It was a Zambia team that
Yeah.
died, right?
the team where only Kalusha Bwalia and Kenneth Malitoli survived.
Yeah.
Those are the
So-
only two
yeah.
because they were not on that plane. That
Yes,
crashed.
that was the team if they would have qualified for the World Cup.
Those guys were really
They
good.
would have crushed everyone because the second team that went to play African Cup ilifika mpaka finals na wakaletea
Finals.
Nigeria trouble. Nigeria
Yeah.
did not win that game
And that
easy.
was the Nigeria team that came to this World Cup. But then, so for me, my World Cup memories of my favorite memories of World Cup. The first World Cup I ever saw, obviously, 90. Roger Miller. Right?
Yes.
Yaani mpaka hata si wenyewe tulikuwa tukifunga tunaenda kudance kwa kona hivi. Tuna celebrate kwetu tukicheza ile boli ya mapepa. Ukifunga unaenda kudance hapo kwa kona like ile break time. Primo. So there was that Roger Miller. Aya. Italian Roger Miller. Apart from Roger Miller, the person that made me fall in love with football was a Brazilian midfielder called Zico.
Yes.
Zico alikuwa 80s.
Yes.
I don't even know whether he
Alicheza-
was,
mimi
he was
nilimwona
number 10.
hiyo Italia 90.
Alikuwa na number 10 pia.
Number 10.
yeah.
Yeah,
number
nilimwona hiyo
10.
Italia 90.
Yeah.
Brazil hawakwenda mahali, but the way that guy was playing,
You know, in that same Brazilian team kulikuwaga na Cafu. Cafu was a very interesting
yeah.
player.
Yep.
The guy was a defender, but mazee ulikuwaga unamkuta huko mbele most of the
Huko
time,
ndo
and he
bala.
was scoring
Yeah.
goals. So
So-
that Brazilian team, very unforgettable.
At that time, the Brazilian team was-
My other great World Cup moment was when I saw the best goal ever scored. There was a Brazilian goal that took every player in the field made a pass. Mnakumbuka 2006. Kuna ile bao ya Brazil walipiga pasi mzima ili Roberto ndo akafunga hiyo bao.
Hiyo sikumbuki hapo. Who are they playing
There
against?
was who are they playing? There was a Brazilian goal that Brazil. Nani uko karibu na internet, Google haraka haraka hapa.
Omosh.
Unataka tufanye nini?
2006.
Oh.
Google Brazil 2006 best goal.
That's where hiyo term nini ilitokaga carpet. Unakumbuka zamani tukicheza ball, kucheza carpet.
Actually,
Yeah.
it was the 100th goal. Carlos Alberto ndo alifunga hiyo bao.
Roberto Carlos.
No, Carlos Alberto, he was a midfielder. Yeye ndo alianzisha hiyo move nilisha nayo.
Anyway,
Is it
hiyo.
the one they were playing against Italy?
No. That was the World Cup that Italy
In
won.
the
That was
finals.
another one of my greatest moments because I'm an Italian fan and I managed to witness them winning. The team that has won the most World Cups.
Hiyo ndo ile
winning.
Zidane aliwapatia World Cup, alimgonga Materazzi.
Yeah, ile alipigana hedi.
Yeah. And then akanini akakula red card. Yeah.
was bad.
So as Omosh is finding that,
Siwezi ipata ikuji.
yeah, I think it's important because hiyo time ndo hiyo hapo inaenda kuisha. We've not made predictions. I know you guys are trying to escape predictions, but we want the predictions to be on record. So I don't know whether we predict the finals and the winner. I think finals winner Tosha.
Ish.
Yeah.
Hey, boss.
Yeah.
Can we at least
At
even
least
watch?
you even get to even the group
Get
stage,
out of-
bana.
get out of
Ah,
the
no,
group
but
stages.
no,
We're like-
but tuanze saizi, you know, by who you predict will be in the finals and who is this is the best time to, because once Mushona group stages,
Okay.
you'll already have assessed, you know, like
But
who's
we're
strong, who's weak.
given, it's not one team. We have several teams.
Yeah, to finals need 2 teams. Give us your winner. Give us your finals and your winner.
This guy is trying to pin us because he was down. He had sat down with a calculator.
Oh,
and
he
he
already-
did,
yes,
he
yes,
remember
given
they
us.
had a thing at work. So he already has his nini.
Me, I didn't use a calculator. I just used
Anyway,
my used
I
my
will-
knowledge.
He had his thing.
I used my
already.
instinctive knowledge.
Yeah.
I will return next week with my predictions.
Hakuna, let's make predictions today. Mika, anza kumeki yako finals. Pick. We can make adjustments next week. I know you're afraid of picking a team and then both teams are defeated.
Mi timu yangu yenye napika kushinda overall ni Spain.
Spain. Aya.
Yes.
Okay. Omosh, una pick team gani?
I'm not a Spanish fan, but I want to know that they're the best team in this World Cup.
I'll actually hate to be the one to say it, but I think I'd go with Morocco.
I'll go with the 3 Lions.
Ghana?
Who are the
Or
3
England.
Lions?
England.
Yeah, England.
Okay. Aya. Na mi niko na Senegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you see, there are 2 teams in the final. So, see, we have
That's the winner. That's the
That's the
winner,
winner.
right?
But in
who are
the
they playing
final,
against?
France.
Yeah, me I have Senegal.
I'll go with France.
I have Senegal, England.
I have France, Senegal. I mean, France.
Oh, na guess.
No. What did I just say, guy?
You don't even remember
No,
team.
no.
3 Lions.
You said
England,
yes.
France.
England, France.
Yes.
Now almost
If they make it over there.
The second team against Morocco.
Brazil.
Actually, Brazil.
But they're playing tomorrow. And then
That's
they will
group
lose
stages.
against
It doesn't
Brazil.
matter. It's
It's
group
group
stages.
stages.
Okay.
Yes.
Aye.
Remember, this one is not elimination. This is group stage.
It's
Yeah.
group stages.
Yeah.
Okay. Aya, Mika.
But we're allowed to make adjustments.
Almost,
Yeah.
angalia what's up.
Na we Mika, finals uko na Spain na timu gani nyingine?
Finals is ngoja. Hold up. Nilikuwa nimechora hii bracket yangu hapa.
Mbona ikuji Mikasi? Hiyo nini
Sijui.
umetuma ikuji? Imekataa. The heck?
Sijui mbona ikuji.
Maybe I'll
So
try
it was
again.
Ghana. Somebody mentioned Ghana.
No, Ghana wanadu.
No, the goal you're saying, Ronaldo Nazario.
Yeah, it's versus Ghana,
It
yes.
was against Ghana. Somebody mentioned Ghana here. No?
No.
I could be wrong.
So, mimi Ali. Kuna timu unaweza kuwa na short huku inaitwa Argentina. Na Spain, like,
I think Argentina is tired.
lakini hapana.
I don't see Argentina.
What about Portugal? Mbona mnadharau Portugal?
Hakuna wamechoka. They don't have a young.
Kwa sababu
Dark horse.
Portugal,
Dark
kwa
horse.
sababu
Hakuna.
Portugal, unajua kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu Portugal wako most likely commit na Spain.
See, and then we were surprised.
There's no way Portugal beats Spain.
Okay. Sawa.
If they're relying on Ronaldo, heck no.
Okay. Uno Mike.
Wahenga ulinena kilicho na mwanzo hakina budi kuwa na mwisho. Meli imetia nanga. We are about to wrap this puppy up. Mika, och! Kaende, buda boss. Yes, we're wrapping it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. And it's summertime, the World Cup has started. Just want to tell people, I hope you're enjoying your time and go enjoy these games. Go to your fan festivals, come on and up and take the family out. Go have fun. Like, don't stay in the house. Musika, come na taka kugather as a family, enjoy the games. Like, yo.
Backyard with a projector.
It's a month here. We have a month of something to give, to gather together. and spend time together with the people we care about and the people we love. So let's take advantage of it and enjoy the summer. Apart from that, be safe. Kila mtu enjoy, and may you have a nice World Cup. Enjoy your summer. Kwaherini.
Asante sana Bwana Mikasi, and to our changiaji, as Mikasi calls them, our fans, thank you. I know today was an unprecedented show, but we had to touch on the World Cup. I mean, we've seen my fans were ball. So with that said, there's lots and lots of games coming, and they are all over. It's free on Tubi. If you have the Tubi app, you know, Fox, Nini.
Oh, it's a free on Tubi?
Yeah, it's free on Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, I don't think they'll be showing a lot of games, but there are some that may not be on Tubi itself. True. But okay, you can watch them on Tubi.
Okay.
You know? And so I highly encourage, just like Mikasi said, now the hack, as per our hack master here, and Ali, is you look for the games on the week of when you want to go for the games and be open and ready. And you may be able to snag a ticket for a loose under 300 bob, which to me, if you ask me, is not bad considering where the ticket prices are coming from, based upon what we are starting to see now. And maybe as things keep moving, the ticket prices are gonna, get much lower. But you need to be ready.
Yeah,
you need to be what is it called? To be able to adjust quick and move on the fly.
Yeah, hata kama ni Austria versus Jordan.
Yeah, and especially easy ma midweek. So don't be going for low hanging fruit. Ati unaenda ati for za Sato.
No, Brazil versus Morocco.
Uende for a loose Thursday for ile game ya inaitwaje, like ya 6 or whatever. Yes. But the whole point of it, that experience, to me, I think is well worth it. This thing comes around, for it to come to the same country that you're gonna be in your life.
It's never coming back.
It's hard. And so I would advise, if you can, and now when if I ball, you can get the tickets, but there's a hack. Use that hack and just go in early and do that. With that said, weather ndio hii inaanza kuchemka
kudonjo,
and summer ndio hii inakuom. One mic, if you have big shoulders, you can come and help me power wash my deck. Last hivyo.
I thought you were gonna say he can come help,
zero
adjust the grill.
No, he's the one who will be gonna be under the hot sun power washing the deck, while me I can be somewhere else checking if the AC is working inside the house.
Or a grill pole.
No, hata hapo kwa grill I'll even have to outsource. But so I'm just saying, hiyo ndio project ya summer. Ndio nionekane za reclaim hiyo deck yangu na nini na inaitwaje kale ka slab ya simiti kule down, sijui uitwa patio, sijui uitwaje hiyo. So but see you people next week. Enjoy the summer, enjoy outdoors, and weka zile vitumika wekaga sijui SPF 50. And I think Cape Fear is also coming in what is it?
Next weekend.
Yeah, next weekend
it's
is
during
Cape
the
Fear.
World Cup.
Yes. So yeah, there's nothing stopping you for going to watch Cape Fear while you're watching the World Cup, by the way. You can do both. You can, hata tunaweza kuna tent hapo, unaweka TV, muna watch World Cup kama muna watch nini.
Kama muna watch game.
Yes, because unajua pale Cape Fear, it's not like you are in a study.
But that's losing focus.
Pana, always lose focus.
Yeah, because kama a try is being scored over here.
Where mind yako wagai, haiwezi kata vitu.
As one thing at a time.
He's a C-type.
I forgot he's a C-type. No, so you'll be watching
but
World Cup. But you can watch World Cup while you're physically there.
Multitasking is the most overrated skill.
The games will be happening after the tournament has
ended for the day.
Thank you.
Yes.
Until the games
no,
will be
actually,
happening.
No, there'll be one game. There'll be one game. Because remember, there's an early game on the weekend.
Games are at 3 o'clock.
There'll be one game.
Games the World Cup is at 3 o'clock.
There'll be one game. There'll be one game on that day.
Oh,
one game on Saturday, one game on Sunday.
Okay. So what time?
The Sunday one, it's over by 3 o'clock.
Exactly, it's already over. Yes.
Okay.
So it's only one game. So with that said, see you guys next week. Thanks for being there with us. And Ulisema, this segment is brought to you by who?
It is brought to us by the Kenya Nurses Association of America. that proudly presents the 2026 KNAA Nursing Conference, 3 days of learning, connection, and celebration. So this is going to be from September 17th through the 19th at the Sheraton, Baltimore North in Towson, Maryland. So early registration is $250, covering the full 3-day conference, including all meals. And then after July 1st, tickets go up to $300. And then there's a family day on that Saturday for only $150. We're going to post the payment information and the details and all that good stuff. And we shall soon be interviewing the president of KNAA, the Kenya Nurses Association of America. For more details, stay tuned. So if you're a doctor, a nurse, doctor adjacent, nurse adjacent, know anyone in the medical field, this event is definitely for you. Or even if you're dating someone in the medical field.
Kama uno wa group home. Unaweza donjo huko ndani.
Hata ma CNA.
CNA waga step 2.
Okay.
Yes, so unaweza you can get a mentor there. You become a mentee.
You become a mentee.
The certified nursing assistant.
Okay.
So you're on your way there.
You're on your way up.
Yes, lakini uno introduction ya group home, he may have to first finish internship, then is when
ndo uingie sasa.
Then dia donjo.
Okay.
Akitoa zile zinaitwaje t-shirt za Tusker na Timberlands.
Na Tims.
Yes, akitoa hizo aende kwa koti.
All right. Sawa. You know, like asanteni sana for tuning in, listeners. Today was World Cup episode. You know, and we wanted to do something slightly different, not just the normal stuff that you can hear all over YouTube. We still have, you know, like a lot coming up. We are still set to schedule things around during this World Cup. We may have an episode that might be outside of Friday. We'll let you know. But nashukuru sana. And then make your predictions. Make predictions. The only people who made predictions here are Washeke, who said Iran is going to win it all. And then and Sambaza, who said Netherlands is going to take it all. I've not seen any other prediction coming in. So when Senegal wins, tafadhali musianze kuja kusema, we already knew Senegal was going to win. Hatutaki hizo story. But kwa yao machache, yeyote ambaye anataka kunipigia simu, nambari yangu bado ni ile, ni 1-800 mteule. Na operator akishika simu, mkumbushe unataka kusema na mjukuu. Na akikuuliza ni mjukuu yupi, unamkumbusha ni mjukuu yule wa Masai. Because I'm Kenyan by blood, American by design, Masai by choice. Sichagui, sikagui, na sibagui. Kwaherini.
My dearest mother, June 12th. In America is still your birthday.
Happy birthday to you, mommy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear Mama Moturi.
Auntie.
Happy birthday to
you.
Mommy, I love you. Be blessed. Aiden, daddy loves you. Njari, daddy loves you. Nemo, daddy loves you. Omosh.
And this is, it's out of what we normally do. However, I thought that we had to do this. So we lost one of our very own, a very, I would say, a big pioneer for us here in terms of entertainment,
Not would say it
food, family, camaraderie, a Kenyan being Kenyan for the Kenyans in the DMV area for a long time. And he used to run Safari restaurant, better known as Safari DC. William Kabane, rest in peace, rest in eternal peace. He was actually my employer, my friend, I'd say, like we always say, you know, ule mtu unakaa chini unaongea naye, because he was here a long time before a lot of us.
Yes.
And, you know, had been in this country, knew the ins and outs, opened a restaurant, gave us a space where we could go to as Kenyans.
And chill.
And when I say he was my employer, I used to DJ at Safari.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, the earlier DJs, went through Safari and actually DJ'd at Safari in DC. So and even people who used to come to visit would go through safari. So big shout out to you, William. Rest in eternal peace. He's being laid to rest this weekend in Kakamega, I think it is. Yes, and it's a shame that we lost him, but these things happen. So just a big shout out to you, William. We'll never forget you. Thanks for all you did for us in the DMV. And this is basically, I would say a precursor to some of the things, restaurants and others that you're seeing that are all around.
Pioneer
He was one of the pioneers.
One of the pioneers.
Yeah, because there's Serengeti also as well in there, and then Kilimanjaro, also there. So, but again, William Kabane, rest in peace.
Be blessed.
And I gave me a US and 4-1.
Yep.